already, guys. So I'm gonna switch us over to live in just a second. So we'll sit around. Sean, you're gonna tell us a funny joke, right? You're gonna tell us a funny joke, just as we all.
I'm ready. I got the joke ready. It's right in front of me.
You're ready.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, go ahead and.
It's gonna be so funny.
Is it gonna be funny? Is it gonna be a good one?
It's gonna knock your socks off.
Oh, that was a great joke, Sean. Well, ha 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 ho. Okay, I don't know where that bit went.
My face was the joke.
Your face was the joke the whole time. Wow, was not expecting that. Anyways, that went about as well as expected. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the. It's very helpful that I put it on the screen. It helps me read it. The unofficially official Achievement Hunter animated panel 3 back with a vengeance. I'm gonna move this over so the chat is not on top of it. There we go. Movie magic.
But 3.
Number 3. All right. So hi, my name is Mills. You're on my channel, so you probably know that. Or if you didn't, now you do. Joining me today are a Jamie, a Misty. I'm trying to point in the correct directions, and a red shirt guy below.
That's me.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
So yeah, welcome. Thank you guys so much. This is the second time we're doing this RTX at home edition of the panel, which means I, the person with no I was gonna say artistic ability, but I was actually corrected before we started saying graphic design is not art, so no graphic design talent. But that's maybe not true. I can put stuff together, as you can see with this lovingly and not at all last minute thrown together screen thing for the stream. But yeah, I'm glad we get to do this again. We're gonna spend the next hour-ish, who really cares? Yeah, excuse me. Talking about stuff. So yeah, before we go, just want to say hi, everybody. How's it going? How you doing? Let's ease into it.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, chat. Hello to you too.
Wednesday?
Is it
Wednesday?
It is Wednesday. Yeah. Well,
I don't keep track of days anymore.
Wednesday.
it's mostly Wednesday. I guess
it's green.
it depends where you are in the world, I suppose. Oh yeah.
Hammy hasn't been kicked out of the panel. He's just camera shy.
He's
very nervous.
He's in the background. He's like,
What's
what's his name from Home Improvement? He's Wilson from Home Improvement, just sort of peeking over the back of the chair. So, well, actually, you know, speaking of Hammy, that leads me into maybe a little warm up question, a little starter that I did tease. I did say I was going to ask you, what is your favorite fruit? But that was a ruse. That was a lie. I'm not actually going to do that. Instead, I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite vegetable?
Yes.
No, you weren't seeing it. You didn't see it coming. What's your favorite vegetable? This is exactly how everyone started this thought this panel was going to start. Sean, big fan of veggies. Yeah.
You don't like any vegetables?
Not really.
True gamer bro over here.
I'm about to say, yeah, like no asparagus, no green beans, a tomato. Well, that's a fruit, but we'll call that borderline.
Is corn a vegetable?
Yeah.
Is it? I feel like it's like sacks of water with like very little nutritional value.
Sacks of water, though. Like celery.
That's the way to describe corn.
Yeah, I mean, it's like little like fiber with lots of water inside. It's a delicious means of adding butter and salt into your diet.
You know, I like celery. I'll say
celery is good. Celery is very good. What J-Dead says, what is a vegetable? Clearly Sean isn't sure is what we've discovered so far in the start of the panel.
You know, some things have decided that they're not fruits anymore, so I don't know.
Sean's out here giving his boomer hot takes on fruits and vegetables.
It's true.
Back in my day. Okay. Oh, this just in. Report from Poppingham. Sean eats salad? Question mark? I'm Ron Burgundy.
I don't know why there's a question mark. You've seen me eat salad.
You could be tricking him. Yeah, we don't know.
It's the long con.
That's true. That's true. He leaves the kitchen. I dump it in the trash and just fill it with like cereal.
Chuck it aside. I have no use for this. No use for this at all. Ah, okay.
Mushroom's a vegetable.
Yeah, mushrooms.
Like mushrooms.
Actually, no, mushrooms are fungus.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you?
Culinarily, it's a vegetable.
We're drawing whole new distinctions, whole new classifications of food on here. I love it. Yeah, I've cunningly dodged the question because I'm the host and I'm allowed to do that. I don't know, like green beans or asparagus. Very good with a steak.
Misty?
I'm gonna be controversial. I'm a Brussels sprouts kind of gal. I love them.
You know, Brussels
always
sprouts are
have.
pretty good, yeah.
They fucking slap, dude. And they're always like stereotypical. Oh, those are the worst. Like that and broccoli. They're both so
Broccoli's
good.
good. Broccoli's good. I will say.
I don't hate broccoli.
I'm sorry your parents just don't make them correctly, but I mean mine did, so they taste good to me.
I'm a bad Southerner. I don't like okra or Brussels sprouts or any of that. I don't know why, but just the way it is.
The texture is not for me.
Yeah. Horace says broccoli slaps. Bonus points. I can eat it. That's you know always a thing in its favor if you can actually consume the item. I'm not too fond of foods I can't eat generally.
Are you sure?
Well, you say that, and now I'm just questioning everything about my reality. So,
right, what can't you eat? But you're like, could be good.
Just delicious, forbidden. Well, I mean, now we're just back to the Tide Pods, is what we're. So it's all coming in circles.
D&D dice.
Oh yeah, delicious math rocks.
A lot of D&D dice looks delicious.
It looks so good.
Well, I mean, I'm allergic to lemons, so that technically like is my forbidden fruit. Even though I won't die, but I do like lemon flavored things. But if I eat them, my throat will swell up. So I'm trying not to like tempt fate.
Yeah,
jeez.
Probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm not sure if I'd heard of like an acid based allergy before. That's interesting.
Yeah, my dad's allergic to like all citrus. So
oh wow.
I got lucky and I'm only allergic to the lemons, I guess.
Grapefruits.
I didn't even know.
A-okay. Lemons, right out.
Yeah. Oranges, grapefruits, fine. Lemons, no.
I love Frankie's comment. I won't die, but my throat will swell up.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
I will stop breathing.
Mostly. Like I don't know how long I've been allergic to them, but like I remember telling like my friends and my family like, oh, I love lemonade, but I don't like how it makes like your throat swell, They're like, that's not supposed to happen. I thought it was just like the acidity. I don't know, like
I'm gonna call out
Sean
going to call out a friend of ours who has had a similar experience with just lemonade just randomly attacking her for no real reason, and you're just like, but why? And I'm like, no one knows. But yeah, there we go. I got way more out of that stupid question than that was like a throwaway joke in my tweet, and we made like a solid 5 minutes of content out of that. So I'm impressed with everyone.
Listen, our job is taking 2 minutes of content and making it
just stretching it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay, so talking about that, I think the last time we did the panel was whenever last RTX at Home was like in September, and I think
it was last year.
Yeah, oh, wow, whole long ass time ago. And I think Misty, when we did, you had just recently started at that time, right?
I was working on my second video.
Wow.
I was just thinking about it. I was like, man, like I just started.
Yeah, we sort of dumped right at the deep end with our super professional big performance panel. Well, so yeah, so I just I guess wanted to ask, checking in with Misty, how have the last insert math number here number of months been? How has it been like settling in, and do you feel any different, I guess, now versus then? Like has it sort of like, are you comfortable in your vibe now, or you still feel like you're like, whoa, I'm still just getting started, or how are you feeling?
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I don't even remember how many months I'm in. I know it's not a year because my first video came out in September. So what? It's July, so I guess like 10 months.
10?
But 10
Yeah,
ish.
question mark?
But I mean, it's definitely very different now than it was then. I still kind of just feel like a fan who just happens to animate stuff that goes on the Achievement Hunter channel, but it's definitely like I've changed my process a lot, so it's been a lot easier to make the videos, even though, like we were talking about before the panel started, I still wait until the last minute to actually get anything done. So the day before it's due, I'm still like carving out tons of work. And but it's very, I feel different now just with the way that I approach the content and the way that I think about animating things. And I even still go back and try to like analyze what Sean and Jamie do because like I want to see their years of experience in the way that they like do and interpret things, because I think it's always been like so inspiring to me personally. But I also like seeing the differences between our own like personal styles, because like sure I could copy what they do to a T, but then it wouldn't be my own. It would just be a lame Sean or Jamie ripoff. So I like putting my own spin on things and kind of carving out my own place.
Yeah, that's also. I mean, you very cunningly stole my my next question, which was I was going to ask, how have as you've settled in and got into the groove of things, how have these two guys sort of, or what lessons have you taken from them? What about what they do was maybe inspires you, or ideas or things you stole from them, and then conversely, the two of you, Jamie and Sean, y'all have been doing this for a little bit longer. But since Misty's come in, what about her joining the team? And I know you guys all animate, individually, but what about her joining your collective group has sort of maybe changed or shifted how you do things or think about things?
I mean, I guess since first part of the question was directed towards me, so
yeah.
I'll go first.
I did a wonderful
I'll just take
multi-stage
over
question
the whole
there.
panel. Yeah, I was like, but I think I definitely noticed that like when I first started, I would kind of bite off more than I could chew by like animating, like heavily animating every single thing that I could. And then watching more of like Sean and Jamie's stuff, I realized that they're able to get the point across without doing like super complicated animations. And I was like, why am I not doing that? Why am I putting in like so much effort and like killing myself? Like, it actually happened pretty recently, but funny story about one of my animations. The Hitman one with Gavin, I actually went partially blind working on that one, like temporarily.
No.
Because I was up for so long working on it because I had added just so much extra animation because I was dumb and was like, yeah, this will look so cool. I'm gonna do like fight scenes, stuff I've never done before in my life, and it's gonna look bomb. But then I was sitting there one night, like shortly before it was due. It was like the day or like 2 days before it was due, and I was looking at my screen and I couldn't process what I was seeing. And like I couldn't read anymore, and like my eyes were burning, but I was like, no, I have to get this done. Like I have to finish. But then I ended up like just timing myself. So I took like a 30-minute nap at like 4:30 in the morning, woke back up at 5, and my eyes were okay again. So then I kept working. But
Oh my god.
I learned my lessons, so I don't push myself that hard anymore. And I still try to pull where I can. Like I'll like slow down your guys' videos and like watch them like frame by frame to like see what you guys do to make them look like so good and animated despite being like very simple methods, because I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, you guys are both like super talented and it's very inspiring.
It's maybe a good thing Ashley's not on the panel this
Thank
year,
you.
though. Yeah, so
Yeah,
one of our contractors
don't
almost
tell my
went
boss.
blind. RTHR be like.
You just come into frame.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you for lying so nicely about us. Pretend we're good. But yeah, I really do just love watching your videos, and I feel like the moments you pick are also just really really fun and like different from what Sean and I do. And yeah, it's just the way you do expressions and like I've talked about before, but like just the different kind of hand gestures you do, it like makes me want to draw like hands and eyes better.
And I was gonna say that yes, you did lie, but I appreciate the lie. It helps. Uh, you're incredibly talented, and sort of the inverse for me, where seeing your stuff makes me be like, I guess I could make them move a little bit more. I mean,
I mean, don't make yourself go blind because of it, please.
yeah, I don't want to make myself blind.
Trust me, it's not worth it.
I love that for Misty. It's like, well, these guys have helped me learn, you know, works, you know, smarter, not harder. You know, you don't burn yourself out. And then you guys are like, well, shit, we got to get off our laurels. We got to actually try. Shit.
Uh-oh.
Yeesh. Yeah, that's fun though. That's like, it's nice little, you know, little family, wholesome little moment there.
I'm always excited when it's not a me week because I'm like, ooh, I get to watch something new this week.
Oh yeah, I know. Watching my own video like hundreds and hundreds of times before it comes out, I'm so like grateful to not have to watch it again. I just send it away. I won't even touch it. Like if
I can't look at you.
If I'm looking at the comments, I just pause the video and just look. I was like, I've heard this audio too many times. I've seen
That's exactly it. Yeah.
I know what's coming.
And, oh god, like there's so many lines that have just like stuck with me because I've listened to them hundreds and hundreds of times. Because like the most recent video that came out, the Resident Evil one of mine, I like the lines that are funny will stick in my head.
It's a very good
And
video,
so
by the way.
now I'll just like be around my apartment and just like quote them. So the line that Matt says where he's like, I think I'm all she thinks about. I think that's so funny. And now I just like say that. So I tend to quote my own like animations a lot. Even though technically it's not my content, so I don't feel as big headed about it. But you know, it's just the audio that sticks in your brain after listening to it so much.
There's just like a little visual like thought bubble goes next to you. It's like, so I'm actually not quoting what they said. I'm quoting this moment in this thing that I drew, just so you know. Yeah.
Yeah, just so you're aware.
Yeah, just so you're aware, I drew a thing. No. Okay, so that's funny. I think like I think last year y'all probably said something similar, just in the sense of working on these videos takes, you know, so much time, and you're going over the same, you know, 2 minutes or less of audio. You're just listening to it again and again. Yeah, like I could absolutely understand. I don't have much of a delay, so hope to actually here. I'll tell people to refresh in case they're still on the thing.
We are back, streets.
And the
back.
stream
All
is
right.
back. There we go. Hi, everybody. Guess who just had a fun adventure with a breaker? I did.
No
It was
time
me.
passed.
I don't know why that happened, and now I need to remember what was my question. Oh, right. I was asking in a roundabout interviewee sort of way, where I'd give a whole preamble. Basically, you have to look at video for a long time, and it make brain go melt. How long after brain melt can you watch? Basically, how long does it take before you're comfortable watching your own videos again? Or does it sort of depend video to video?
Okay.
Oh. I mean, you know, I'm actually really great, so I just really like watching my videos back. No, but I'm actually okay watching it back, just because I don't know. I guess I want to make sure everything works well. But yeah, it's weird. I have a kind of interesting relationship with my videos where I like them. I know all the things that are wrong with them, but so it's kind of like a
Intimately
oh,
familiar.
yeah, I'm good at this, and also you suck, and I'm just gonna fit you out anyway. Love-hate relationship, I guess.
Fair.
For me, once I've shipped it out, I'll watch it once with my dad, and then I'll directly make eye contact with him, be like, laugh.
This was the funny part. Applause.
and then After that, I'll usually go to the video to read the comments for a couple days, but I'll go to the video, immediately pause it, and then record. And then I'll watch it back like months from now. But normally I immediately just like go away.
Be gone, foul demon. Oh.
Yeah, I'm very similar, where it's just like, since I've worked on this for a full month, I'm just gonna leave, and it will never grace my sight again until like months later. And I like waiting a long time before watching a video again, because then I feel like I appreciate things I didn't appreciate before. Because like the Is Jack My Father animation, it was like the third one I did. I didn't watch that for the longest time because I just was not very proud of it. I did it in like 2 weeks, and so I was like, yeah, this is not good, and I just didn't like it. And then I was doing something else and like going through my videos looking for something, and I ended up just watching it all the way through again. And I was like, you know what? This wasn't even that bad. Like, I really like shit on myself for it, but I was like, it's okay. Like, it's fine. And so it's definitely like the love-hate
that's like an
relationship.
artist thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, I can't
time.
like my thing.
Yeah, I feel like because it's since like you created it, you have a totally different perspective of someone who didn't. And so you're noticing completely different things because you know what you're capable of, but someone else who's watching it who didn't create it doesn't know. And it's the same thing with just any art and any illustration. Sorry.
Gesundheit.
But yeah, that's why I can't imagine people who have like their art on, you know, huge billboards or like toys or something. I would cringe so hard every time I would see something like that because I know I would see all the mistakes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's another thing is like I'm cool watching my videos back. Like I'll watch them and be like, oh yeah, this is good. But if anybody I know is like, oh, you do these videos, I'll watch them. And I'm like, no, wait, no. Please don't.
I'm the same way. I'm like, wait, don't watch what I do for a living.
So I need to circle back to something in the beginning now because y'all are giving me very mixed questions. Artists and art I make. I thought you said it wasn't art.
You're a question.
Damn it, I've been found out. No, I'm just teasing. But so yeah, that's I can vibe with that. I very, very poorly, you know, just like make stuff in my free time, and you're like both like excited. It's like, I want to show this thing to someone so that they will enjoy it. And then as soon as you start to show it to them, you're like, oh God, they will hate it and ridicule me and make fun of me forever. Why is this so bad? Why did I decide to show it to anyone? Except for you guys, it's on a massive channel. So then it's like way more.
Well, you know.
Just a little bit, but yeah, but that's, and yet you soldier on. So that's very cool.
The comments, I will say, the comments are like they're for the most part very nice.
Archie
So-
site, I love you.
Yeah.
YouTube, you're on thin ice. Actually, I don't even go that
Understandable.
far down on YouTube because, like, I know once you get to like the lower ones, it's just people just saying shit, and so usually just to like be safe, essentially. Like, I don't mind reading criticism comments because like I don't care, but I usually just will read like the first little bit of them, and then really won't touch it after that. I don't go to like the last page of the YouTube comments. I'll scroll all the way down on the RT site because I'm like interested in seeing what they have to say. But as far as YouTube goes, I mean, you can scroll down to get like 1,500 first comments. Like,
First.
a lot of it is just not worth reading.
It should be first.
Yeah.
Excuse you.
Yeah,
That's
first
true.
comment. That's
Yeah.
only on the RT
Yeah,
site.
I know. It's.
They know
I'm
what's
saying
going on
it should be. Yeah, exactly. They're in the know.
Yeah, for me with YouTube, I'll only read like the top ones unless I'm really curious, and then I'll go to like a video that was like a year or two ago, and then I'll click newest comment because then I'm curious about how recent the comment was.
Mm.
So like I'll every now and then I'll check in on like the first one, the Star Wars one, just be like, is someone seeing this right now?
that
Like,
must
is somebody
be crazy.
commenting on this video?
Who is finding this? Who is existing in this space where they have just now finding it now?
Exactly.
Kid Vixen in chat brings up a very good point. There is a very big difference between criticism and providing helpful feedback. or just being mean. And
Definitely.
quite often, too often, in fact, people think they're doing one and they're really doing the other, or they're just intentionally doing the other, because people could be dicks.
Oh yeah, because I mean, when I first started, there was actually a lot of people who were like really helpful in like the constructive criticism department, and were able to like help me kind of see what they're looking for as an audience. Because like as an artist, you do have a different perspective of what is entertaining for you versus what is entertaining for someone who isn't an artist or an animator. And so it was nice to get like those feedbacks. But then there's others that are just like, this sucks. I'm like, why? Like,
Thanks,
can you give me a
bro.
reason, or
Yeah. This is bad because bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got
And
'em.
you want me
Thanks.
to do what? Ignore you. Got it. Okay. Done. Yeah, I don't know. It's always like weird too, like from me as an outsider, you know, looking at other, you know, fans and viewers or whatever commenting. I'm just like, what possessed you to say that? Why did you say that thing? So even like from my perspective, it's bewildering. So I can imagine for y'all, it's just like,
Power of
bro.
the internet.
Yeah, exactly. Just, cool.
It's a great place until it isn't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Quite possibly. On a lighter note, or maybe not, depending on how torturous your process is, I guess. But I saw much earlier Renee asked, "What is y'all's process?" And I had a very specific cadence to that. It's because I have a little wooden hammer thing, and I was going like bump, 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 just because I'm conducting myself.
you do.
And I don't have ADHD, but I fidget. So maybe, who knows? But anyways, what is y'all's process for picking the sound clips y'all use, or the snippets from videos, or how do you go out and find what you animate?
Okay.
Anyone?
I have a private YouTube playlist. I have like the post-it notes on the laptop, and then when I'm just watching Rooster Teeth Achievement Hunter stuff, I'll just if I hear a moment, I'll go, that might be a good moment, and I'll put down the timestamp. And then I have like a ton which are usually like too short to use, or I just never get around to them. I'm like, well, so it just everything filled up. I have a bunch of like ideas I may or may not be able to use, and I just end up quickly watching as many videos as possible, going, this one works. I'll do this one.
And it's like, I don't know
Yeah,
how
I get
long
you're
your guys'
Misty.
answers are, but yeah, I was like, I can go next because I mean, my
Because
process
Sean is dodging the question.
I feel like my process isn't
Ooh.
long, but I think it's just like I'm very picky about what I can choose, or like what I think will work for an animation. And so like if I can't envision it in my mind, I won't pick it. And it sucks because a lot of times the things that I really like in audio that I think is really funny is usually like 30 seconds, and then they just stop the bit.
Mhm.
And I'm like, can you just keep going
No,
a
just a
little,
little
just
bit
kill
longer.
it a little bit more.
Eat
Just really
that
drive
horse.
it into the ground.
Yeah.
And so, and then others of them are like really, really long, and it's hard to get something that works out of it. And like, I was actually so desperate for audio this month because since I was moving, I didn't have a lot of time to like search for audio, that the one I found, hopefully without giving too much away. I mean, there's so many videos. I mean, good luck finding it. But like, the whole situation took place over almost 20 minutes of audio. But it was like I was able to cut it down. I got it down to 8 minutes, and I was like, well, obviously I'm not animating an 8-minute video. So I just kept like chopping and chopping and chopping, and I found like it's like I think the longest video I've like worked on so far. But it's much more manageable now. So it'll be interesting to see how it finishes. But yeah, audio is definitely the biggest part for me, because if I can't envision a video happening, I won't really be able to animate it in an efficient way, because I need to like see it and know what I'm going to do in order to make it entertaining. Because if you can't make it entertaining, then it's not worth making into an animation. But yeah, and then I just start from there and draw.
Yeah, so for me, it's a lot of YouTube at 2 times speed. Because there's a lot of content.
Just intaking the entire catalog of RT or Achievement Hunter production.
It's basically just like gotta get through as much Achievement Hunter stuff as I can. And yeah, sort of a similar thing where I'll go until something happens where I can visualize it, and I can be like, okay, this is how I would draw it if I drew this moment. Okay, how long is it? Okay, could it be shorter? Okay, it keeps going. Like my new one that's coming out next week. That sounds right. The bit is like so long. And so then it becomes, okay, how do I shorten this to 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes, but still be able to tell most of the story, or at least a chunk of the story that's entertaining. A lot of editing.
A lot of editing. Okay, well, so that's an interesting point that something that sort of came to mind as all of y'all were answering this is that obviously the videos that you make is Achievement Hunter. They talk a lot, and you can't shut them up. They just talk. And a lot of it very, very funny and goes off into random tangents and funny stuff, which is then the blank canvas that y'all fill in with your animations. But the style of the video is very much, a complete point. They're talking, and then you clip things out in the middle to make it flow better, but it's a whole conversation. Is there any point where you guys were like, man, because I think like Misty mentioned before, there's some stuff where it's like, oh, it's too short. Is there something you wish you could almost do like a compilation or combine, a little bit from here and a little bit from there to make something that, is a totally different thing, but using all of that audio?
Oh, like an omnibus, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
just like a bunch of like little clips.
Well, little like snippets, or like even like making your own gags using their audio to set things up. I mean, that seems like it'd be a much more involved process. So that's maybe answers that in of itself. But
yeah, I don't know. It's tough because of how the format is. It's very much like it's very in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get in, you tell the story, and boom, it's done. And I feel like if you were to do little bits,
mm-hmm.
it would have to be much longer, basically, because then you would have to basically tell a bunch of bits. I think it would just take a lot more time.
Yeah, well,
unless it was like some sort of like combo collab spectacular episode or something.
Super, extra double wide one. Yeah, I guess putting it a different way then, like as you said, there's very much a format and a style that sort of helps shape what y'all make. Do y'all ever, I guess, not necessarily get to a point, but do you ever want to try like other formats? I mean, for the channel, like not necessarily like stop making the videos, but would you want to do something like longer form or in a slightly different style or something like that?
Yeah,
I mean,
resounding yes.
Because I'm not very good at it, but I think there's a lot of 3D animation styles that are very cool, and that would be something that I would like love to dabble with. But that would have to take like months of me actually relearning, because I did learn back like years ago how to 3D animate. Now I don't know any of it. It all went away. I went and focused on 2D and lost all of that information. Exactly. So I'd have to like relearn all of it. But there's also, I think, just little like other bits and pieces that I'd love to experiment with. And I don't know if it's like a thing that we're not allowed to do or if it would just be too complicated, but there are some bits that extend between videos that I would have loved to be able to combine into one animation. And it would take more work and it would probably be longer, but like that they got enough out of it in the the Resident Evil Let's Play that I used, but like Matt's whole crush on Lady D went through like several videos, so I was like, I kind of wish I could have used the other ones and kind of like incorporated like the final boss fight into it or something where he's like, we can still make this work, and she's like a weird giant dragon thing. That would be really cool, but I think right now, just yeah, it was like with such a short form version of content, it can be hard to decide like what you're going to experiment on, especially when like animation takes a lot of time and a month is not a lot of time. And so like if you're experimenting with something, you need to be like confident that you can do it in that span of time. Either that or, you know, you end up having to sacrifice a video, which is like never something that I want to do.
Yeah, 3D I think is that that white whale of like, oh, I really want to learn just enough 3D to put in like just like a really stupid like model of like Jeremy falling down a hole or something. Just like yeah, just like really punch up a gag with like bad 3D animation.
I really wanted to do like a jokey episode where I just like drew them on like and like attached it to popsicle sticks and just like did
That would be
this.
so good.
That would be very funny. See, Sean, you're giving away your good ideas here. Thank you for that. But also, come on, man.
Just write that down. When does your next video come out? Just curious.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Misty mentioned you know, styles and having specific styles, and I think this is probably something we talked about again at the last panel, but that was like 10 months ago, so I don't remember it. It
was like 100 years.
Yeah, it might as well have been prehistory. So Kid Vixen, aka Vox, asked earlier, how did y'all all come to your specific style? So like Misty, for example, is yours inspired sort of like Chibi? Jamie, yours is you know, much more like animated people, versus Sean's is like sort of blobs, but yeah, lovely blobs.
They're like sock puppets.
They're sock puppets, yeah.
Puppets.
Said with so much love, Sean. But yeah, I mean, I guess what are y'all's inspirations for your style, and how did you sort of each come to the point where you're at now, where it's like, this is me?
A great
I'm gonna just
Greatest Showman song.
Exactly. I'm gonna start like flipping a 3-sided coin to be like, okay, you go first. So because I read left to right. Jamie.
Great. I'm pretty sure I forgot the answer the last time we talked about this, but yeah, the style is kind of like it's what my style was like a while back when I just started doing fan art for Achievement Hunter, and then going into making the animations, I kind of streamlined things, and I wanted to go for like the colorless line art of like just block colors, and there was probably some inspirations from animations I saw, but it was it was mostly from by some of my other work that I've done. They used the lineless art style, and it looked a lot nicer than what I was able to do at the time. So yeah, I just kind of stuck with that, and then yeah, it's kind of just like the style that I developed. Like I like the dot eyes, and I think a really funny thing is OKKO. The way they do hands, they're just like little orbs until they need fingers. I really like that. I was like, oh, that's one, easier, and two, it can be really funny. Like I've had gags with like having fingers like put on even though they're just balls, or things like that, or like censoring the middle finger is always fun. Uh, so yeah, that's where that came from. I started doing that.
Now, Sean, you go.
That's me.
That's you.
I saw Emma say. I saw Emma's message, and she said she basically said my answer, which was Newgrounds originally. Is where I sort of took a lot of inspiration from. That's why I have very like thick lines around everything. Yeah, and then over time, I say sock puppets because so much of it is them popping into frame, and then I don't have to worry about legs or feet. And it's very easy to like have something come in and out, come in from the side, or pop in from somebody's head. Yeah,
Yeah.
Basically, I was trying to make it simple, but I wanted it to be snappy. I wanted like to be able to make sort of things happen very quickly. Just because for me, it's just fun to do, and I think it makes it interesting visually.
Yeah.
No, style wise, you just draw a lot, and then it just sort of happens.
You just settle on it. Yeah, no, I can 100% see the Newgrounds thing, because I think for me, what sort of jumps out is like the Madness animated series is like it was a very violent cartoon for a middle schooler to watch. But it's very.
Never played Madness Combat?
So good, but it was very, very fluid. So I 100% I see, what you're getting at with that, with just simplify everything and then it can flow.
Yeah,
cool. Misty,
I just want it to be as goofy
never mind,
as possible.
Sean.
Sorry, hang on.
Objection.
Wait, my panel, Sean.
Yeah, this is my turn. I have the ring around my. I'm going green right now. But yeah, I try to make it just like as goofy as possible, because I'm like, we're in a medium where we can draw whatever we want. So let's just do stupid stuff.
I'm big on that too. Like,
I yield my time.
But I took a storyboarding class back in animation school, and my professor brought up a very interesting point where is like, okay, why is this animated? Like, why are you animating this, and why does this need to be an animated medium? And so I try to play with that when I can. And so like the Jeremy marries Michael animation, I had Lindsay rip Matt's mouth off of his face and throw it on the floor. And I think that was probably one of the favorite things that I've done, to actually like use animation as a medium to do just weird gags. And I try to fit it in where I can, but sometimes you don't always get away with it. But I think that's always a fun part of like using the medium to the best of its ability. But to answer the style question, mine is very similar to Jamie's, where I was already drawing in that style, and because that was one I had started with way back when I first started drawing Achievement Hunter, like probably almost 8 years ago now. And I'd like first started drawing them on Tumblr, and I experimented a lot with a lot of different styles, and the little chubby faced chibi guys were what stuck the most. And I think I was mostly inspired by little like anime chibi drawings that I saw, because I just liked the little like roundness of the cheek, and so I started using that. And they just progressively got bigger as I kept drawing. Like they're just like huge. And I mean, I know some people just like don't like it, and I think that's fine, because nothing you make is ever going to appeal to anyone. But I think it's so funny how people are like, oh, this is so cute. Like, it doesn't suit Achievement Hunter at all. I was like, well, this is my most popular art style. So, like this is what you're getting. Yeah. Sorry.
Everybody is entitled to their wrong opinions.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry you have bad taste, but geez. Oh, I get so close to like, I mean, just like certain comments. I'm like this close to like snapping back at them, but I was like, I don't want to get in like trouble or something. So.
Yeah. I understand. He's like, no, just hold it in. Breathe. Yeah. Another question we had from the chat is from Craig, who asked, what is everyone's favorite animation, and is there one they'd like him to do next? Because they said their queue is running dry and they need to edit this weekend.
Oh. That's pretty funny.
I throw it to you. But yeah.
I'll have to look, because mine changes over time, so I don't know what it is right now.
Yeah, mine shifts too.
Yeah, I guess another question to think about is, what is either a moment that's not been animated yet, or one that you personally have done that you would have liked or would still at some point like to see in one of the other styles?
Oh.
Like, are there moments that you think maybe fit one of the others maybe more than yours? Or, I mean, alternatively, if you think there's something is like, wow, I think this only could have been done if I was the one doing it, because I alone could do it. However you want to answer it.
Only me.
Only me.
No, I mean, there's a lot that I think especially when I'm running out of time and I need to choose one, I'm like, okay, this is the one I can find, but I know Sean or Misty could absolutely like cut this. But yeah, I guess because like I can't think of specific examples, but I don't know, just like the last one I did with the beard talk. Like I think Misty would have a lot of fun with that. I went the very work smart route of making everyone else tall, so I don't have to draw their faces all the time.
Good
But
idea.
I'd love to see like
Good
their
idea.
faces like conversing and talking. And then with Sean, like just all the Red Dragon Inn. Like I've made one of that one, but Sean's is just so fun to watch.
I'm always happy when they do Red Dragon in again because I'm like, oh, time to draw something. It's a freebie week is what I call those weeks. I don't know. Like I'm just like looking through the ones on my list here. I think seeing the TTT where Michael is Waluigi, I'd just be curious to see how both of you like would change it. Because Jamie, I remember you had a murder mystery one where I think it was Jeremy was the murderer, or somebody was like had like hung bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, but because especially because that one is so ridiculous, him doing the Waluigi voice the whole time and also being like a serial killer Waluigi. I just think it would be very funny to see how you guys would interpret it.
I would love to draw Waluigi.
I know. He's the man.
More often, yeah.
Constantly snubbed.
But honestly, I think like all of mine, I would love to just see different interpretations just because I like taking the same moments and then seeing how each person would determine what happens in different ways. And so I think like really any of mine would be really interesting to see in your guys' styles. And like some of them that are more like the action heavy ones, like the Hag and the Hitman ones, I'm really curious to see like how you guys would handle not animating as much as I did.
Right, how much would we cut back?
Yeah, that's like I want to see like because you guys I think come up with very creative ways to work smarter.
Look at all these cut corners.
I just kind of go straight animation school, 12 principles. I guess I'm gonna animate 4 walk cycles kind of thing. Even though I actually don't do that anymore. Like the Hag one had so many walk cycles, I was like, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this.
Never draw legs.
No, my walk walk cycles are this.
Yep, bouncing up and down.
And the background moves. That's it.
Yep. I'm leaning more into that. And I don't want people to think I'm lazy, but also I was like, listen, if you knew how long this took, you would not blame me. And I want the rest of this video to look good and not just focus on who's running. So yeah, I mean, it would definitely be really, really interesting to see just the different ways. And I mean, I was like, I don't even know, because at least with the audio that you guys choose, it's usually never something that I could see like myself making into a video. And so I never know how I would be able to interpret your guys's, because I feel like they just fit so well. And if I did it, it would just be like boring because I wouldn't know what to do with them.
I've definitely had moments like, because sometimes on our little spreadsheet of like what video is happening, we'll get one dropped in that none of us chose, and then I'll hop in and be like, yeah, I don't see anything for that. But then I'll see when you guys claim it, and then I'm like, ooh, I wonder what they did. Because I'll have a moment where I'm just like, yeah, I'm not feeling this moment at all. But then I'm always excited to see when it gets picked, to be like, ooh, I wonder what they were able to make of it that I couldn't see at all.
Yeah, sometimes I'll see one and I'll go, you know what, that would be a good Sean one. I'm gonna leave that, and then more often than not, I'll look later and be like, and he's doing it. There we go.
You're picking up on what each other like. So I guess that's a good point. I mean, if like you're at the point now where just listening, it's not only like you know what works for you, you can hear a bit and be like, oh, that's gonna work well for their sense of humor. Because Vox was asking in the chat, and she works in animation, so she's gonna throw a bunch of questions at us because she knows what's up. But she's wondering if you guys listen to the same audio, like repeatedly sometimes to be like, I'm not sure, because I know like Sean, before you mentioned you do like speed listening almost just to like plow through it. But are there ever times where you're like, I'm not sure about, well, we'll go again, or is it pretty much at this point like you can hear something and you're like, yep or no?
I would say at this point, it's yes or no for me. At this point, I think I've figured out like how I do it, like how I pick the audio and stuff. So I think I'm finally at a point where I can hear something and be like, no, or oh, there we go.
I'm still I'll take the audio and then while I'm editing it, I'll play it back and go, can I do this? And sometimes I'll like just close my eyes and like listen to it and go like, okay, I can do this. And then the next part is when I'm actually drawing it, I have to go back and be like, okay, so can I do this though? Because essentially
Shit,
just,
am I
like,
actually able to do this?
overlapping dialogue. Just be like, okay, maybe I should take this out because it's hard to animate when everyone's talking over each other.
Oh, yeah. Biggest problem I run into. And like sometimes they don't always have the stems to be able to like pull them apart. And I was worried I was going to run into that with the Resident Evil one, because if you go back and watch the scene, there is a part where, because when Matt says like anything to get her to notice me, at that point him and Lindsay had spoken at the exact same time and talked directly over each other. And so I was like, if I didn't have the stems, I would have had to either like get rid of that segment completely or try to cut Lindsay's voice out of it, and they would have like killed the like quality of the audio. And so like they're a very chaotic group, and I think that works well for them. But oh man, it's interesting when they all just like talk directly over each other. But yeah, when I watch them, I think I'm still, I guess maybe not experienced enough to know for sure. So there's certain ones where I listen to it and I'm like, oh, this is fine, and I take it. But there's other ones that like, if they're kind of spread out, then I'll go in and kind of cut things where I can and kind of put it all together and then see, because that's what I did with my most recent one. Like I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to use it, but I went back in and like after I edited everything, I just sit there like with my eyes closed like JB, and I just listen and try to like envision a video to it. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then I'm searching for more audio.
Okay, so that actually, I one of the things that I recognize about myself is I really like, oh, I find a word or like a transition sentence, I'm like, I really like that one, I'm going to keep using that. So I had to stop myself for saying that brings up a good point, because I've said that multiple times tonight. But anyways, one of the things you mentioned there is them stepping over each other in the audio, and I think because for that one it was a Let's Watch, right? Because they were playing Resident Evil, so they're all actually, well, I guess they wouldn't have been in person for then, would they? I don't know. Well, anyways, for some of the videos they're in person, and other times they're recording separately. Are y'all, because y'all, I'm assuming, take video from the final cut, but are y'all ever able to go to the animators or not y'all are the animators, who am I talking to? Do y'all ever go to the editors of the videos and able to get like the isolated audio tracks? Say if there's like two people stepping over and like you only want one of the two things, are you able to get that, or is it by that point it's gone? Sorry.
Depends on the video. Usually, like Ashley will tell us, like, "Oh, we have the steps for that if you need them," and then yeah, and then we just like go from there.
Yeah, for streams, they tend not to keep them, just because they don't really get them in the first place because they don't record the audio like locally, and so that's why I tend not to do content from streams, is because they usually have audio issues, and I'm a very audio centric person and I hate audio issues. So that's why I usually will pull directly from like Let's Plays or podcasts or something, but I feel like I was lucky with the Resident Evil one, that one, since they recorded it, separately for the two kinds of content, I was able to get the stems for that. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting because sometimes I'm like, oh, I bet this will have it. Like, let me ask. And she's like, oh no, sorry. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do something.
Figure it out.
But it's a good practice in like audio editing because that's always useful.
And hard to do.
Very hard to do.
I got a message follow-up question from Emma, who was saying, when we're going to draw, once we like have the audio figured out and we're like, okay, this is what we're doing, like how often do you guys have to like listen through it before you're like, okay, this is what I'm going to draw? Or do you sort of immediately have the idea and then it's sort of just how do you get through it?
Yeah, that's what I was asking before. Emma's trying to bypass the queue, I see.
She did. Right to the source.
Right to the source.
I'll call her out.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for me, it can be one time and I see a perfect video. It can be 20 times until I see a video, but usually I'll get an idea of the like main segments that I'm looking for, and then I animate whatever's in between. But I noticed that, at least for me, it gets harder if I can't tell or like see what I want to do before I do it. And then I feel like it affects my animation. So I try to, at least in the major scenes where there's going to be a lot of like movement, I want to be able to have a clear idea of that before I get in there. Other stuff where I think they're just going to stand and talk for a second, that's like whatever. I'll just slap you in there and it's fine. And so that audio is usually like easier if there's more of those, but if not, yeah, I'm usually listening to them a couple of times because I'm editing the audio anyway most of the time. So I have to go through, edit it, listen to it as I edit it, and then that opportunity gives me an opportunity to kind of think of the video as I go too.
Yeah, I usually try to. I also have the main like beats like thought out like when I'm picking the audio, and then the hard part is really just making sure to connect those in like an interesting and like logical way. And because like sometimes I'll try to have like a theme or like a gimmick to the animation, like Kai waiting in line for the roller coaster while talking about a roller coaster. And so I usually use that as like as kind of like a so this is where like an interstitial like between those major points of like this is where they'll be, and then I can just cut to that whenever I need to.
Cool. Well, to reward folks who put their questions in the chat and not bypass the queue, we'll now have a question from Peter Hayes, who asks, has there ever been an episode where you've had a specific idea for a visual gag to do, but had to wait to find a segment that it fit and worked for? So I guess like, do you ever go into it with like, I want to do this gag, this would be funny, or is it much more, it just sort of comes up in the process when you're like listening and working with the audio?
I feel like I'd have to like watch my videos before answer, because like I feel like it's, since like when I start working on a new one, the old one just gets replaced in my brain, and I just forget everything that happens in the other ones. Because I feel like there's been several times where I've either had to sacrifice gags completely or kind of just find somewhere to put them, but finding the specific example I think is what's getting me.
Yeah, I think usually when I do see a gag that I want to use, that's when I'm thinking of another idea for an animation. So it'll usually be like an end of like it will usually be like an idea that ends up getting scrapped. But did you ask for like specific examples or
not necessarily specific? But I think I think the general thrust of the question is like, when you like you're drawing stuff, do you have a sense of like, well, this week I've thought of a funny, visual joke, man slips on banana peel, am I looking for a way to fit that into this audio? Or if it's in the video, did it just by happenstance come along as part of your process while you're already working with that audio? So like, are you going into the process with an idea in mind that you want to work in, or does it just come as part of the process once you're already going?
Yeah, for me, it usually comes from the process of listening to the audio. So yeah, because they're very funny, so and funnier than me, so it's a lot easier to like piggyback off of what they're saying and be like, oh, this would be a funny gag.
Yeah, it's very much like if I can visualize a gag while I'm listening to the like when I'm just listening to a video at all, then I'm like, oh, okay, potential video here. Like my last one with setters, I was like, okay, I imagine this big guy and he's just got a little tiny face. That was literally why I chose that audio, was because I was like, oh, I really want to draw big guy, tiny face. Now, how much of this audio can I edit to still tell somewhat of a story, but I get to draw big guy, tiny face?
I mean, that was me, except for instead of a gag, it was just getting to draw Lady D. So
yeah, like that's why I was like the Larry Among Us alarm. I'd been wanting to draw. I've been like excited to like because they were playing so much Among Us. I was like, oh, I mean, I really want to do an Among Us video, and then that happened. And I was like, oh, finally, I get to draw an Among Us video.
Alrighty, another question from the chat from Quicks. Quicks asks, let me throw a question out there then, assuming this hasn't been asked. It hasn't. Is there a scene episode that you spent a scene or episode you spent a lot of time on, but just ended up scrapping and it has never seen the light of day? Or are y'all on too tight of deadlines that you're just like, well, I'm committed now. This is coming out, whether it's good or bad?
yeah, it's only happened once, but not because I chose to scrap it. So it like had to be scrapped for other reasons. So
yep.
But otherwise, yeah, I was like, the timeline is just too tight. Like if I'm starting a video, I'm finishing a video. Like it's like I can't just like turn around and throw something away. There's times where I want to. Usually by the time that I end the video, I'm like, oh my god, I hate this. Like I never like that's usually why I don't watch them afterwards, because I'm like, oh, it just looks so bad. It's not what I envisioned. Whatever, you know, stuck up little artist brain. But yeah, then that's just when I throw it to Ashley and like, all right, do what you want with it. I'm out. Like
fair. Let's see. Folks can throw some more questions in chat, but one question I had is,
or just type them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess if you want to type them,
I'll be here all night.
I need to set up my soundboard again.
The Kid Vixen was mentioning the WAP animation. I was like, and that is one of my favorite videos that I've been able to do, just because, yeah,
such a good video.
Kayla, they're just so good at the visuals that they have. It was just so immediately I was like, yes, I want to draw all of this.
Okay, so that does bring me on to another question I was going to ask is, y'all obviously do Achievement Hunter. You focus on Achievement Hunter. You listen to them all the time. Are there folks from outside of Achievement Hunter in this sort of the wider Rooster Teeth family that y'all would love to feature in a video or work in, or other groups, you know, that you would love to make a video of?
I mentioned this last year actually, but I think it'd be really fun to like reanimate certain scenes from Ruby. Just in like a very simple, I guess, way to kind of test my own skills. Not for anybody else really. I just want to like do it because it's easier for me to like animate something when I have audio, and it takes out a lot of the work of making my own audio. So I think it'd be fun to reimagine something that's 3D as 2D and then see how it works from there.
That's pretty good.
You could do Ruby Chibi Chibi.
And there has, yeah, ooh, that'd be good.
They keep getting smaller.
but the head size stays the same. Only the body.
Bodies are this big. The heads are like this big.
Yeah, and then there has like, especially now, there's been more a little bit more overlap in like the gameplay videos with like the main crew. I don't want to say the name wrong because the team super
Squad Team Force, I believe.
yeah
That's the one.
it's a fun name, yeah, but like a lot of their Minecraft videos have a lot of like fun moments that would also probably be like, oh yeah, I mean it's kind of similar but a little bit different.
Yeah, it's playing in the same, same ballpark, but with different players, same stage,
Right,
different
now we get new
actors.
people, yeah.
Yeah.
Like recently it was like, oh, we get to draw Kai now. This is fun. A new person.
I know.
Oh, and I remembered, I did remember something. Yeah, right. I remember something that I did have to change. I did get a message back that I had to change. There was a video. It was an animation when they go to get the purple sword in the Nether.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was that one where they're like, "Oh, are we in hell?" And originally, my original drawing was they go through the portal, and then I drew them in the RTAA style.
Oh, I wish I had
That sounds amazing. Why did you?
And she was like, we don't want to dunk on our other people, so let's just cut it back. I'm like, okay.
I feel like that would have been great.
So then I changed it to the DMV is what I changed it to.
That's pretty funny though. We need justice for Sean's idea. We need to work that in at some point. Okay, so we want to reward good behavior. So Vox put a question in chat. So she asked, are all of your animations hand-drawn frame by frame, or do y'all ever try working in sprite animations with 2D rigs? Which is a question I'm sure makes sense to some people.
Oh man, I would love to make rigs. I have my process is like, I think if a professional animator looked at it, they would scream. But because I probably could make rigs, but it's a little bit too time consuming for me to do that right now. So I kind of have it's kind of like a half and half where I have like faces and things drawn out already, but I just kind of throw them into the page and then just edit them from there, and then edit them like hand by hand, frame by frame from that. So it's a very strange process.
I redraw it every time. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm sure if I just took like a weekend, I could probably like really streamline my process. But I just redraw it.
Man, I make a living drawing videos of animations of the same 8 people every single time. Well, better not automate that in any way.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, mine were originally all hand drawn. My first 2 like official videos were completely hand drawn, and then now I have a similar kind of process to Jamie where I have pre-made assets, and so you can see them on my Twitter occasionally where I post just their heads. I make all of their heads like pre-made. They're all the same exact head, just with different hair and different skin colors. And so, like, I've mentioned it before, the definition of same face syndrome. I don't care, all right? They've all got stupid little chibi faces. Do you want one to be slightly rounder than the other? I don't care. But like, so I did that for most of the time. And now I have just recently started, I made a base essentially for the bodies. So since I was drawing all the same bodies anyway, I just do a like base, so it's just like the outline now, and then depending on what they're wearing in the video, I adjust it to there, and then like give them all their specific outfits. But all of their arms and legs are all still hand drawn, and if they're doing like different poses that require the body to not be just like standing basic square, I'll hand draw those. But I want to focus more on making the animation look good, that I'm not going to spend a lot of time focusing over redrawing the same things over and over again. And so it's like if I did, I probably would have gone even more blind during the Hitman animation. I drew all of the bodies in that one. So that one I didn't even have the bodies yet. The bodies are a very like recent thing because it just started with the Resident Evil video. But I'm hoping the difference isn't too noticeable because I do, try to make my animations as best quality as they can be. And I don't want, like, if I make things easier, I don't want it to be a drop in the quality of what I did before. And so I think that's my biggest thing where I'm like the hardest on myself. And I'll be like looking at something, I was like, sure, this was easier, but does it look as good? And so that's always my biggest thing. But yeah, mine is like slightly automated, and especially with Adobe Animate and most like larger animation programs have it, but the auto lip sync, even though it sucks and is really bad with like the noises, I still use that to get where the like placements of the mouth are, and then I go in and I change like usually every frame because it never matches, like ever. Like the movement is right, but it's never the right sound, and so I have to go in and change like all of those. But it definitely cuts down my process so much, and so I try to use the little things where I can.
Smart. Again, big theme. Work smarter. I almost said work harder, not smarter. No, work smarter, not
That's
harder.
what I've been doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
But try it the other way. So Horse playing a saxophone asked, is there a specific stage in your life that you guys can pinpoint when you wanted to start or did get into animation? And do you remember what got you into it? Mister, you go
Great
first.
question from a great bean.
Yeah.
Or Jimmy, go first.
Yeah, so for the longest time, like when I was a kid, I wanted to make comics. And then at the end of high school, I was going, okay, I need to pick like what uni and stuff I'm going to. And I had done a little bit in some classes, a bit of animation. I was like, yeah, I think I can do that. So I went into animation solely based on like, yeah, I could probably like jump into that and do that, sure. But I think it's around that time was when like Steven Universe was like I saw like the pilot for Steven Universe.
Love Steven
and
Universe.
That definitely definitely like kickstarted like me really wanting to like try and get into being better at animation.
Okay, I can go. I mean, I've always liked cartoons. I was always like one of those cartoon kids. I would draw when I was younger, but I wasn't like one of those kids who was like constantly drawing since they were 3 and just never gave it up. Like I did give up. Like I drew a lot until like the 3rd grade and then didn't really start drawing again until about like the 8th grade. And even then it was just like silly little comics and stuff. I never really thought about animation, but like I would spend a lot of time on like DeviantArt and Tumblr, and I liked drawing, but yeah, I was never like, oh, I want to be an animator specifically until it was senior year of high school and graduation was coming up, and they're like, oh, what are you gonna go to college for? I was like, well, I don't know. Like, like oh shit. Like,
Yikes.
and so I was like sitting in my art class that I had taken for just like a cheap credit, easy A kind of thing, and I was like, well, I mean, animation uses drawing, and there's lots of animation schools, so like I guess I can go to one of those. And that's kind of where I learned a lot about like if I sound really smart about like talking about animation stuff, it's only because I'm parroting everything I learned in the 1 year that I went to animation school. I did not finish. I do not have a fancy animation degree. And like I actually, because I left in 2016 and I didn't actually start animating until like 2020. So I didn't even like really use that stuff until a lot later. But yeah, I mean, I was always kind of that cartoon kid. Like even like I would watch Disney Channel, and as soon as the cartoons would stop and the live action shows would come on, I would turn my TV off. And like all my friends were like watching live action shows, like, oh, do you watch like Zoe 101? I was like, who? I only know Kim Possible in this house.
Yeah, I don't want to watch Lizzie McGuire. Give me Kim Possible back.
Exactly. And so I think that's part of where everything came from, and definitely like being online as much as I was, that influenced it a lot because I followed a lot of artists and was very inspired by all of them, and it just went on from there. But yeah, if you want to get into animation, like you don't need to be super experienced to do it, obviously. It's like I made 2 videos and they're like, hey, you want to do this? And I was like, as long as you like the soup store video that's about to come out, I think we'll be fine. Like,
For me, sort of a mix of both. So I was very much a draw kid. I would say most of my notes in school were just drawing in the margin, which was not conducive to learning, but semi conducive to drawing. But I never really thought about animating. Like that wasn't really like, I just enjoyed drawing. Until in high school, I got into, like at the beginning of high school, I got into it was basically a digital art class where they taught a bunch of stuff. But one of the things we had to do was we had to use Flash, rest in peace, to create little like websites for ourselves. So when we would do a digital drawing or whatever, we had like a little website. We could animate the buttons, make them move, and they would go to different pages and stuff for our actual art. But then what I ended up doing was like getting super interested in the animation part to the point where the teacher was like, you don't have to do the actual assignments if you just want to keep animating stuff. So then I had like this super over the top, really ridiculous website that was basically just me pretending to do animations and stuff for none of the actual assignments that I had.
Sean out here making Homestar Runner 2.
So yeah, it was that and a lot of Newgrounds growing up. Like I played a lot of Flash games, and I think ultimately, I think I've said before that Castle Crashers is what really made me like, I want to do this. I want to make a Castle Crashers. So yeah, and then I just started doing stuff. Now it's been like 4 or 5 years or whatever.
Ages.
Yeah.
What about you, Mills?
What about me? Well, I started drawing as a young boy. No, actually, here's small side tangent where my brain this entire time is just in overdrive. They're like, what is the next question? Where are we gonna go? But it's just got completely overridden by Sean being like, well, early in high school, and I'm like, it's like I joined. I'm like a gang. When you're a jet, you're a jet. Just like fucking West Side Story, Sean. But
except instead of like a comb, we all had digital pens.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
out here with your Wacom boards or whatever.
It's funny, we just had like a class for digital media, just all of it, and figure out something to do in it. Like
that was that. I mean, that's basically what that class became. I think I ruined that class for that teacher, because I was like, I never did any of the things he wanted me to until he just gave up and let me do what I wanted.
Fine. Whatever, just keep doing that. Yeah, okay, well here, we'll dive into another question from the chat. This is going back through, yeah, exactly, let me fish this up real quick. This is from V2 Blast, another process question and content. What is one moment you'd love to animate, but it's just not technically feasible to do so?
I guess it's kind of hard to choose sometimes, just because in the back of your head you're like, but what if we could eventually do that? Because like it's too short, but what if I found a way to make it not short? Like what if I just took a bunch of other parts for the video and made up some story? But one, I guess I'll just say there one moment that just made me laugh so much. It was such a great moment that I really wanted to animate was in Deep Space Rock or Galactic Space Rock. Kai was just talking about talking about squirrels, and she was like, oh, it's like, you know what a sound squirrels make, right? And then she just makes this noise that was so perfect. I was just like, I really want to animate this so badly. But yeah, hopefully, it was definitely too short for me to animate, and hopefully that remains true because otherwise I'd be really sad that I wasn't able to animate it.
This is a bad question for me because I feel like if there's something that I think is funny but it doesn't go on long enough, I purge it. Like it's just gone. So I really can't think back to like even like a couple weeks ago when I was searching for audio.
It's like, that doesn't
to be
exist.
like what was an almost. It's like that week is gone.
In Sean's mind, AH only puts out bangers. It's just perfect or nothing. There's nothing in between.
That's kind of how I work too.
They put out a week of content and then they delete all the other ones.
Like a weekly Snapchat. It's like you had to be there, you had to witness it. It's gone now.
Yep.
Well, so I guess a twist on that question too, thinking about it, is: are there ever moments? Well, I guess I mean you maybe just sort of answered it there, where it's like you're on like a 1 week like rolling refresh. But are there ever moments where you're like, I want to do this, but I don't think I could maybe either do it justice, or I can't do what I want to do with it now, but I want to like hold on to it for later? Like, do you ever look at something and be like, I'm going to come back to you, but not now?
Yeah, that's what we have our magical spreadsheet for. So we basically have a spreadsheet where we can basically be like, hey, this is a video, and then we can say, I have it on hold and I'm going to do it eventually. Sometimes they never get done and they're on hold forever.
Yep. Yeah, I try not to do that too much just because I already know I'm going to never get back to it again. I don't want you to like fill up the spreadsheet with like stuff we never use.
Yeah, when I do hold things, because like sometimes I'll be working on a video and I like to know what I'm doing in advance. So I'll go in, like, as I'm working on one video, I'll be watching their other ones, which can sometimes get really disorienting if the same people are in the one that I'm animating and the one that I'm watching. But usually I'll sit there and some, like, I used to be way better at it because I'd always want to get at least one in advance to hold. Like, I'll never hold two because then I don't like being too far back in their backlog that the video isn't relevant anymore. And like I was almost like really worried about that with a Resident Evil one. I was like, man, like this will come out a month from now. Is it even going to be relevant anymore? Like, is anyone going to care? But I still did it anyway because I wanted to. And so I was like, that's another thing, is that like, even if I don't think I'll be able to do it justice, I'll do it anyway because I just, yeah, I was like, I don't care enough to be like, oh, well, I just can't do it. And I was like, nah, I'm going to do it. And I might suffer along the way, but I'm going to do it. But yeah, a lot of it's, I need to get better at holding things again because I feel like I haven't done that in a while. But I think it's just a matter of actually like finding out, because now it's very different for me where I'm very selective about the videos that I watch. And especially since so much of it is streaming content, I know I'm not going to get audio from those. So a lot of times I'll skip those videos. And like, even though it sucks because it could be something super entertaining that I would just like watching as a fan, I'm like, well, I got to find something to actually animate. So this has to be shelved for the moment. And yeah, I try to stay on top of their new like pipeline as videos are coming out to make sure that my animations aren't from something from like 5 months ago that nobody remembers anymore.
I will say, I try, I try not to think of like video ideas as things of like, oh, this is mine, and I definitely want to do this. So usually when I put stuff in, I won't hold them just in case somebody else like really feels this. Then I want to make sure like you can get that, because especially if I have a bit more time, like back in the past. Like if I have more time to like find more videos, then I'll like put a few down and be like, okay, so I'll do this one if like if the other ones are if you guys are like feeling the other ones more. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess what about, I guess, an audio clip makes you feel it more or less? Because we have I had the question right there. Awesome Kickass asks, what is something that makes a moment stand out to you for animating? Seamless transition.
I mean, if I think it's funny.
just straight yes, no.
If it makes me laugh and it's something that I feel like could work as an animation, because that goes into the other envisioning thing. If the audio, like as I'm listening to it, I can see an animation going through it, then I'm way more likely to pick that than something that's just like audio that I don't really see anything for.
Yeah, like the audio that makes you think vividly of something, like if it's very descriptive, that's always good. And then usually if my weird brain just happens to be all like, oh, that reminds me, like you can set this in like the Devil Wears Prada, I'll be like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, for long term, for like the long form videos, like Minecrafts and stuff, if they like start to tell like a side story or like a story of something in the past, like a dog, my ears will perk up, like, oh, this could be something, what's going on here? We're no longer talking about breaking bricks or whatever, we're actually talking about something. Or like I said it a little earlier that like I always watch Let's Rolls, because Let's Rolls usually get like voices or like specific ones. I guess it depends what game it is. You can kind of tell early on if it's going to work or not. If it's like a specific setting, then you're like, oh, okay, this could be something. Stuff like that. But yeah, mainly if it's funny.
It's got to pass the laugh test. Did I chuckle? And then away we go.
Yeah.
Cool. Another thing that popped to mind, Misty, earlier you mentioned, and it's not quite exactly in this context, but you said you sometimes limit some of the content you watch, and then Jamie earlier, when talking about the influences on your style, you mentioned OK Go. Where do y'all, I guess, are y'all ever concerned about the animation content you consume either affecting how you create or influencing what you make? Are there concerns about, oh, if I watch this, then maybe I pick up and repeat somebody else? Or is it more of you want to go out and consume as much as you can to see what's out there and see what people are doing to see how you can improve? Is there a balance there? Is it more of one or the other? Or just what are your thoughts on this random thing I threw out at you?
Do you want to go first, Misty? Or okay. So I will say, I think one thing that I've tried to do a little less, and I think in some ways I try to do it less, and in other ways I'm just thinking, oh no, it's fine. Is like references to like other shows, and like if they mention it, obviously like it's fun to like bring that in, but I try not to do it so like just like willy-nilly all the time. I do it more now with their in-house references and gags. But yeah, I do think that it's it's good to watch the things, especially that they watch, because a few times I've done jokes and gags to their audio, and only later realized that what they were saying was a reference. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, Sean.
Mills, you need like 3 pieces of paper that you can just like hold up at the bottom of your camera. That's one of our names.
Yeah, I'm literally, y'all gonna make me go out and like make a sign and just like I'm gonna make a spin wheel and just I have the ability to make a spinner come up. Okay, you guys answer questions if if this keeps going.
I'll go next. I'll go next on this one. I'm the opposite. I have no problem shamelessly throwing in like bits or visual gags that are very directly taken from other things, because to me it's just funny. And especially when the comments go, oh, I like that joke from something, and I'm like, yeah, it definitely wasn't from that. I don't even know what you're talking about. But in terms of just like watching like cartoons and being worried that it's going to influence me or whatever, I hope it influences me. People are much better at drawing cartoons than I am, so if I could get better, sure. Also, I just like watching cartoons. I just binged all of the available season 2 of Owl House, and I'm just like, oh, it's so good. I just want more. I just like watching cartoons.
Yeah, when it comes to, I mean, a lot of the content, I don't limit myself based on like influences. I am only really limited by the amount of time that I have. And so, if I'm like too deep in the process and I'm like lip syncing or something, I don't like listening to audio. So that whole time process where I'm lip syncing, I won't like watch anything, I won't listen to anything. It's like nothing. And so a lot of times, if I use a reference, it's not typically from outside things. I've mentioned like other stuff here and there because like I put like the mention of BuzzFeed Unsolved in one of my Red Web videos, and so I try to keep it like on theme if I have it in the video. But other than that, I keep it within like the Rooster Teeth family kind of stuff. And again, that mostly appears in the Red Web videos because I like playing around with the board behind them and just putting whatever I can onto those. But a lot of times, yeah, unless they mention it specifically, I'm not going to throw stuff in because usually I have a different idea for things anyway. But yeah, I was like Sean, I watch cartoons because I like cartoons, not, but I will, I actually recently watched all of Castlevania, which is an amazing show with amazing animation. And even though, I mean, I don't have nearly enough skill to do what they're doing in that show, but
it makes you want to.
it makes me want to. Yeah, I was like, I love, like, I'm capable of like drawing in that sort of art style. I'm not capable of animating in that sort of style. And so I love like going on YouTube and pulling up the fight scenes in that show and just watching them like frame by frame to see the kind of like smart methods that they use for like heavy action scenes and what their timing is and stuff. I love like analyzing stuff like that. It's so like good and so crazy to see how like big studios do this stuff.
Fun. There was another question, and then I was just so enthralled by your answer that I completely forgot what it was, and it's up here somewhere. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Believe in you.
Yeah, I found it. Let's see. I just needed that from you, Sean, because as soon as you said it, I found it. That's the power of friendship. Is there someone in particular who makes things easier to animate with their type of humor? Who do you vibe with most? And y'all don't get to decide who goes first because we have a spinner wheel that will settle on somebody's name. Misty.
It's me. All right. I mean, I guess this could totally count as like who's your favorite, but like at least for me, I think everyone kind of has different styles that I can vibe with. It really depends on the context of the video. As far as like consistent humor, I do very well with Michael's stuff. I think that he's absolutely hilarious and he has a really solid style of humor that I think works really great for animations because, you know, he does the voices, he does the stories, he does like all different sorts of stuff that can work like really perfectly for our medium. So I like doing videos with him. I think he's really great. But even like Red Web with Trevor and Alfredo going back and forth about something, I think those are great. But yeah, I think it really depends on the context of the situation itself because I think all of them are funny in their own way. Like I think Matt is absolutely hilarious, but it just depends on whether or not that specific scene can be used for a video or not.
Oh, so no. Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't even see. Didn't spin.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's a fair point. Here we go. Except it's going to be mirrored, apparently, because Discord is bad. Jamie,
Close.
backwards name.
Yeah. So yeah, because everyone has like a different style that I vibe to all of them, but like in kind of different ways. The first I think of is Lindsay's humor. Uh, they just lead to really weird and like surreal visuals that I really like. And then Fiona has like the way the way she like jokes and talks. It's just I don't know. It makes a really fun like uh contrast between the others. That's just really fun to like bounce them off of each other. Yeah, like Jeremy, I just is just like a lot of fun to draw and animate, and yeah, like all of them have like small things that I just like picking up on and putting them into the animations. It's fun.
Let's see that wheel.
Oh, we're spinning just for Sean. Okay.
Just for Sean.
I'm gonna here. Let me remove the other two options. So okay,
Who's gonna go next?
looking promising
Mills?
here. Let's find out. I love there is actually a sliver of not you, but what do you know? It landed on you.
Who could have seen that coming?
Not me.
I would also say Michael. I was like sort of like looking back through just like my list, and I think I've probably done more Michael than anybody else. Just because, like you said, he does the characters, he does the voices, he's always reacting. He's a good reactor to other people. So he's a good like he's a good gasoline dumper onto fires that other people have started. And then I would also say Matt. Matt will just go in on a bit. Like all of his Shark Mage stuff. He'll get weird. And weird is always fun to draw. So that would be my answer.
There you go. I'm making slight modifications to the spinner wheel for the future. So now we just need a question. So chat, provide us a question so then I can then spin
did you
the
add
wheel.
Yourself?
Oh God. Well, no, I didn't, but
Twist.
You have to share your animation knowledge.
exactly
Yeah.
my critical. I took a class in summer camp in elementary school where I learned how to make Flash animations. RIP.
Never forget.
Yeah.
My mom asks, do I create sounds from my own voice? Mom, that's what my talking is. I'm doing it right now.
Well, okay, actually, so that does that brings something to mind. So Sean does a thing, very narcissistic, if you ask me, where he inserts himself into his own videos.
Let's go.
Let's go. He was here.
No shame.
No shame. Have y'all thought ever? I guess Jamie and Missy, have y'all ever thought of maybe not necessarily yourself, but putting some sort of like self-insert or a little like avatar or something that's like a little background character sort of thing throughout your videos?
I've put myself in my videos a few times. Not super often. I actually put all three of us in the Red Lobster video, where all the
Yeah, we were the servers, right?
yeah, we're the Red Lobster workers
shoot.
holding the biscuits. But yeah, it's like if there's something extra where there just needs to be like one extra little character that like I don't really want to use someone else for, because I will just reuse the other guys. Like it's seen in like the Red Web videos. I'll use like Michael and Gavin as extras. But if there's something that doesn't really like work for that, I'll just throw myself in there. Just because I think it's fun. Like I saw Sean do it and I was like, oh, that's like fun. Because you know, like look, I make these. Like
Yeah, I have also like seen Sean do it. It's like, oh yeah, that would be fun to do. But I've done it twice, and they've always been when they more specifically relate to me. Like when they were talking about going to Australia RTX, I was like, oh, I was there, so I did draw myself like in the crowd. And then in the latest one, in the YouTube credits, I drew a little me because the 5'4" club as represent.
Must be nice. I'm not even that high.
See, that's honestly even stronger. It's like even more concentrated.
I'm finding out Jamie would draw me from just like torso down.
Yeah, like we said, I have no shame. So if I need an extra person, I'll put me in. I don't care. I'll even give myself a name tag that says my name. Why not?
Also, yeah, I think I just saw like Craig put it in the chat that he's like, man, I killed a cameo in an animation. Funny story about that actually. In my Hitman animation, I was talking to Ashley and I was like, listen, I have like 30 extras in this video. Am I able to like ask on Twitter if people want to be in it? And like I would insert, like people just send me like a selfie or something and I would essentially make Gavin beat the shit out of the fans. But she said she would have to check and then never really got back to me on like a clear answer. So I can always check again because I know like a lot of times, I mean the email, because it's always just emails, so it gets shifted and shoved away, and I ended up just going with like random people, but I can always ask again and see if that's something that's okay. I know it's kind of hard because like sometimes they'll require release forms for people, but I feel like if everyone at least consents to the fact that they're sending me images of themselves and understand what's going on with them in the video, I don't think there'd be a problem, but it'd be something that we'd have to talk to like higher ups about because
they're legal. Yeah.
Make it like an extra life thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. I'd love to like actually draw the community in because I mean they're kind of mostly how I've gotten to where I am, and so I'd love to be able to actually put real people from the community in the actual videos themselves.
Fun. Okay, so we had a question from somebody and combining it with another question from somebody else earlier.
Wow.
I know.
Somebody and somebody else.
Big fans. Is animation what y'all want to be doing? Like, is this like your job? Like, this is what you want to do, or is it something you're doing for now and you may be thinking of something else later? And if there is, maybe that's something later. What else? Or even if animation is what you want to do, but you weren't going to do it anymore, what else would you be doing? And now we have the wheel.
Wheel of morality. Turn, turn, turn. Tell us the lesson that we should learn.
There you go.
Go Noss.
I tried
don't know if that looks better on the stream or worse.
It's so well, okay. For you guys seeing it on Discord, it's maybe flipped around. On the actual stream, it's the right way around. So except it's not. But I made an effort. Anyway, Sean, answer the question.
All right. Yes, I do want to do animation. Where I go from here, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm sort of in that existential crisis phase right now of my life, where I figure out where I'm going next. For those of you who have watched my streams, I may not have been streaming this entire month. That might be why. Ultimately, what I would like to do is either work on like a cartoon or ideally, like I said, like I would like to make a Castle Crashers-y type game and be a part of that.
Cool. Good answer. Now we spin the wheel again. Who does it land on? Shit, me. Why am I in here?
What do you want to do?
You weren't doing animation.
I'm not doing animation, so if I wasn't doing animation, I would be doing community management, which is what I do. Hey. Yeah, but
live in your dreams.
I live in the dream. I honestly took a long ass time to get here. But yeah, that I too, like Sean, I bet that sort of thing of like, man, 30's almost here. What is this life? I have a bit of an advantage on Sean because I'm exactly 2 years younger than him to the day.
Yeah, it's much closer for me, buddy.
It's much closer for you than it is for me. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. All right, let's see. Misty.
Yes.
See, it looks almost right on the stream. For you guys, it's flipped around, but because I'm recording myself on Discord,
Actually,
It does
Misty's
almost
name
look
works
right.
better.
see,
Yeah.
it looks
Y
it,
is
yeah, the Y is
backwards.
backwards, the S is backwards,
Yeah.
but the M and the I symmetrical. So thank you for symmetrical letters.
Yeah, no problem. Thank my dad, he named me. But I actually, because I don't make enough to do animation full time and afford to live, so I actually have a second job. Not what I prefer. I definitely prefer animation over this, but this is like my unfun work desk behind me. Don't tell them I said that, but I work in so like I have to like literally I spend my mornings essentially like rejecting loans all day, and then
Oof.
after that that's when I start animating. And so I would definitely prefer, like, honestly, if I made enough just to do this full time, I'd be extremely happy. And like I would definitely feel like I had enough time to push myself more. Because like even when I was just doing Achievement Hunter, I just didn't have enough time. Like I feel like I had to have so many other like side hustles just to get something. And so now that I actually like make enough to live on my own and have my own space, like it's nice, but it's like okay, like if I could find something in animation that I made enough to be my only job, that's like the dream. And I'm not looking for anything specific really, because I've dabbled in storyboarding, I've dabbled in character design, and I like the whole process, but it is a very, very difficult industry to get into if you're looking to do it without like an internship or an apprenticeship, and even those are so competitive. And so I consider myself very lucky to have like this step ahead, because without like my degree or any school experience, this is still something that like I'm getting animation experience by doing this. And like even now, when I push myself to do stuff, I'm honestly even just looking for things to do that I could put in my portfolio, and not even a way to like use them as a stepping stone or whatever, because if I could work for Achievement Hunter forever, I totally would. Like I love them and I love their content and I love making videos for them. But it just depends. And like if I get another opportunity, I'm going to try to balance as much as I can. Like if I can quit the mortgage job and just work like creatively full time, even if Achievement Hunter was still technically a second job, if it was still something in the creative industry where I was making something else, because usually I can't do art all the time, but if I was making like separate content, if I made enough like streaming or something and then doing the animations, I would be okay with that. But it's definitely very hard when you're going from something totally like menial and almost kind of like exhausting to the brain and just wanting to do something else. But yeah, definitely takes a lot of work to get there. So like people who are looking into animation, please just start like right now, like this very moment, put this stream on another screen and
don't
start
close
like
it.
drawing
Yeah,
something.
no, keep it open.
Keep it open. Keep watching, but just get a sketchbook, pull up something else, and just like start right now, because it takes a long time and it takes a lot of luck and a lot of experience to get to essentially working for like the big companies that everyone wants to work for, because there's like the big three, which is Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. They're all very, very, very competitive places to work at. And so explore your options, find a style that you like, and go from there. And don't be disappointed when you get rejected. I've been rejected by so many freaking people. I've been rejected by like random YouTubers I've never heard of. So like don't feel bad if you can't get something, because it's just time and yeah, a lot of luck, because sometimes you don't have the style they're looking for. Sometimes they just happen to find someone else who's slightly more qualified. Like it's never personal, unless the person's a dick. I don't know, but like
It's not personal unless it is, but
yeah,
it's not.
unless it is. But yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, try to stay positive about it. But
And
yeah, I feel the crisis thing, Sean. I feel like we're all there. Like that's that's typical artist feeling. I feel like you never really leave.
But just remember, if you stick with it, someday you too can wear a cowboy hat and run all of Star Wars like Dave Filoni.
True.
Started with SpongeBob, I think. But anyways, well, probably not started. Was at SpongeBob prior to Star Wars. But yeah, no, Misty, that whole thing that just reminded me of the old people adage of the best time to plant a tree was 50 years ago. The next best time is now. So
it's so true.
It is really true, though.
The longest time I was like, oh, like I can't get a job in animation. Like, why can't I do this? I animated 2 videos, and Achievement Owner was like, hey, want to work for us? Like, I waited so long.
Just make the
just
things.
Because I didn't think, I was like, I thought I wasn't good enough for like the longest time because I was like, oh, like everything I make is kind of shitty, and like I lost all my training because I haven't been in school, and I was like really doubting myself and like not really trying to push myself to get anywhere despite wanting to be in those places. And if a company doesn't know what you can do, they're not going to hire you unless you show them, especially for art. Usually, sometimes with other jobs where, you know, you go to like school for, those are a little different, but at least with art, like you kind of need to be able to show off your skills before you get hired by someone, because they're not going to risk their money by hiring someone who has no idea what they're doing. Like if you walk in and you're like, yeah, I could draw a stick figure.
Yeah, no problem.
And you're working on something like Avatar.
Hard to bullshit your way through an interview with no portfolio.
yeah.
For me, no problem. For y'all, a bit more of an issue. I say no problem, very much a problem still for me.
Let's see that wheel.
Yeah, oh boy, let's see. Jamie, will you get to answer the question?
Or will it land on the line?
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Oh, almost. We're almost there.
Image.
Let's see how that one looks.
But yeah, so
wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. Not the best.
It's like an L.
I have trouble in my mind balancing between wanting to have like just a stable job to like have money to live, where I can do art on the side, and just wanting to be able to like stay in like freelance and continuing to do art. And where I'm at now, I am kind of like I have my animation work that's like keeping me like as stable as I can, and then I'm branching out into like other kind of like illustration things, and it's hard to think of like a specific job I really want to do. I'm not entirely sure if I want to go into like the corporate like studio style of animation, or if I want to like try and stay kind of like freelance. But yeah, it's one of those things where a similar kind of thing of like the age we're at is kind of just like, I wish I just like, you know, could just have like a stall where I sell Apple, and it's just like nice and nice and pure.
I can put the millennial Gen Z gig economy nightmare to the side and just sort of happily exist.
Oh, seems so far away.
I'm about to say, what a far-fetched dream. All right.
Could you imagine?
No. Are you kidding me? Living comfortably?
Wild.
Yeah. Why? Oof. Oof. Yeah. All right. So this is a big question. It's a two-parter that I promised Awesome Kick-Ass we would get to. So, two-part question here. Starting with Jamie. So, the wheel, not even part of this. The order has been decreed.
For the wheel.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, wheel.
Hey, if everybody believes hard enough, maybe the wheel will be back. Anyways, starting with Jamie, then Misty, then Sean. Misty, for some reason, your name is not capitalized here, so
It's okay. It's my aesthetic.
Wow, awesome. Wow.
Which AH member would you love to switch places with to try out their job? Conversely, which AH member do you think, two capitalizations, so I think your name capitalization got misplaced somewhere else, so there you go, think would be the best animator? Again, oh, they're just thanking me for hosting the panel, so that's neither here nor there. But basically, which achievement hunter do you want to do their thing, and which achievement hunter do you think would animate best? So with Jamie first.
I'll answer the second one because that's easier. But I think yeah, it's easier just because I know Jeremy has done art stuff and went to art school, so it would definitely be fun to like see what he would do with the animation. And who I'd want to play to I it's interesting because it's definitely not something I would say I'm good at or I would want exactly to do, but it is like a really cool skill that I'm adjacent to. I would like to try editing, like editing videos. So, one of the post team, that would be like an interesting job to like get into. Yeah. And then from on hosting, I'm slowly getting better with being on like camera, but I don't know. I feel like whoever talks the least, I'd be like, yeah, I do that. So I don't have to worry about talking too much. Yeah.
It's hard, man. The only way you get better at it is just forcing yourself to. You have to like brute force through. They're like, oh geez, I'm up here, oh boy. Oh, what do I do? And then, fun fact, this does not translate to real world at all. I've discovered that when I went back to school and had to give a presentation to like 8 people, and I'm like, I've streamed before, many more people than this before, no problem. But these people can see me.
Right, they make direct eye contact.
Yeah, they make.
You can do that.
That's the big thing. That's the big thing. They see me, I see them. Terrifying. Anywho, let's see. What was the order? See, this is the problem when we don't have the wheel. I forget the order. It's Misty.
Yeah.
With a lowercase m, apparently.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
but okay.
lower
We've had some extenuating circumstances explained in the games. We have an update. Apparently, because Misty is a word, Siri was like, "Oh, you meant that." But Jamie and Sean are fake words, apparently, and so got capitalized because that's what we do in English when there's words are fake. We mark them out by capitalizing them.
Or, Siri just understood that that's my vibe. Everything's lowercase. But I mean, like, I feel like trading places, honestly, with any of them could be really cool. I think some of the guys that get to, because they all kind of travel together, but like, I feel like Michael gets to do more stuff like creatively where, he's on podcasts, he's, making videos, he's traveling a bunch. Like, that sounds something like really cool to me. And so I don't think I could ever replace any of them because, like, their personalities are so essential to each other. But if I had the opportunity to do like what Michael or Gavin or like Jack does, then absolutely. I think it would be so neat to even just like have that amount of content. I imagine it's really exhausting, but I just like love making things, and I guess I'm kind of a workaholic then because their life just sounds like a dream to me of just getting to create all of this stuff and have kind of your voice listened to when you have an idea and be able to like bounce it off of a company that's willing to make it work for you. That sounds really cool. But yeah, I'm a little shy too, so like I don't know how because I guess I've streamed a little bit and I don't mind being on camera, but I feel like it'd be very different. Like I can't imagine, the people they've picked up essentially going from like nobody to having like thousands and thousands of fans all of a sudden. Like, that sounds crazy to me. And so I was like, I kind of like where I am at the moment where it's kind of like, okay, yeah, like I do this thing and like some people know of me and some people could probably recognize me, but like I don't have to put a mask on to walk around like the floor if I went on to RTX or something. Like I don't have to like inconvenience myself to do things, which is nice. But and then yeah, I guess for the animation question, it'd definitely still be Jeremy because I really think he's like the only like artist one in the group as far as I know. Obviously Larry is the most artistically talented, and so I think he would make really killer animations.
Sure, he's made great shirts.
Yeah, I was like, he's made great shirts, great puppets, and like great images. He actually way before I worked for them, he responded to like one of my old art pieces on Twitter, and I don't remember like how he even saw it because he was not following me. Like I knew who he was, but like he wasn't following me, and he like responded to this art piece, and he had like drawn my art piece for me. It was like, oh, well, you did better than I did. I was like, Larry, this is amazing. Like, hang this on my wall.
Great
But,
fanfic, true.
Yeah, so that's true. He does write fanfic, really good fanfic. So yeah, I mean, Larry's clearly the most talented.
Renaissance man. Now, Sean.
I was trying to think of like whose vibe I think I sync up with more. And I'm like, maybe Matt, because just
okay.
kind of chill.
I got 100% Matt vibes. That was 100% what I was gonna say.
I'm like, yeah, I think that'd be nice. Just sort of like, you know, you're there, you're doing stuff, you're contributing, but you don't have to really be loud. You could pitch in loud when you want to, but your main thing isn't loud. So yeah, I think that's where I would lean. And then like I don't have to worry about my diet, so that can continue properly. We have similar eating habits, so I think that works out pretty well. And yeah, I mean, I'll say the same thing. I think either Jeremy or Larry. Yeah, I want to see Larry do an animation.
Clean sweep for the two of them. Nice. Yeah, no, it's funny. You're like, it's like, who would I be? I'm like, it's Matt. It's 100% Matt. That's like, the two of you have very similar.
I don't have the beard or hair power.
You don't, but you have the same commitment to a bit. You know, once it's going,
that's true.
You're locked in. In some cases, like Raisin Bran, 4 years.
I will commit way too far to a bit. That is true. That honestly, that's one of my favorite questions when people ask me. It's like, why the Raisin Bran sun? Or not even that question. The question is like, why the sun with scoops of raisins? And I just go, because I like Raisin Bran and I did it once and I thought it was funny. I don't know. I just keep doing it. And I've locked myself in. I can't not draw the sun.
It would be weird
anymore.
at this point if I saw a sun without, even if it just had but one scoop of raisins, I would ask myself,
exactly,
where is the other scoop? Has it been consumed
That's
yet?
true.
I would be distracted. I would be scared and alarmed.
That's true. Now I add it so that I don't destroy the universe.
Yeah, we don't want to destroy the universe. Speaking of the universe and the wider AH space, because of COVID, the pepperami, the panini, what have you, when call it nice thing we've gotten is we've seen a lot more of the behind the camera folks, missed a word there, get to be in some content, some streams, stuff like that. So we've seen a lot more of like AH post team does stuff. So somebody asked, V2 asked, would you consider animating any moments from the AH post team does stuff streams?
Yeah.
Yes. Next question. Okay.
I wish I had the opportunity to like watch more of them, because I feel like since I'm so crunched, I can I try to watch them when I can, because I really like the post team, and I think that like when I need chiller humor, they're usually my go-to, because like obviously the chaos of Achievement Hunter is really great, and they do also have chaos within the post team as well, but it's not like consistently as like wild, I guess, and they're a lot like calmer and more chill, and I just think they're really great and fun people, and I like talking to them, and so I'd love to animate like something that they do, because I thought their Nancy Drew playthroughs were so funny. Like there was one that I did want to animate where like they were like struggling to make the cookies together in like one of the Nancy Drew games, and I think like Ashley was playing and they were trying to like guide her through making the cookies, and it just like was not working. I thought it was so funny, but I mean I imagine because usually they tell us like as long as it's on the Achievement Hunter channel we have free reign, but I don't know. I think if I like found a moment that I really wanted to animate, I'd probably like check with them and see if that would be okay.
Yeah. I'm very shy and I don't like rocking the boat, so I'm always like, I don't want to ask.
Yeah, I feel like they'd be really excited to like be animated, but yeah, it's like it's something that like, is it going to work for the channel itself, kind of thing? Because they unfortunately they always have to like put that into consideration when doing
all the
stuff.
analytics.
Yeah,
I know, algorithm. Ew.
if
Power
it's
of the algorithm, yeah.
if it's on the channel and you can, one thing I'm just gonna viciously abuse my position of MC of this thing. One thing from posting, I have a lot of power. One thing I would love to see animated from there is, I think it was last RTX at home, the wrestling stream.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like the late night wrestle thing, where I can't remember. I think it was I can't remember who made individual wrestlers for everybody, and then they just went like Aaron. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yes, Aaron just went round by round, and won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but surprising ending that I was very happy about, and it was very funny. So I would highly recommend that in case you ever decide to check out the AH Post Team does stuff.
There was one in March too.
Yeah, there was a recent one. Yeah,
the part that like when Jack and Michael would not stop like fighting and like traveling around, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. So if you have not seen that stream, please go watch it, like even just for that segment. And the whole thing is gold, and I like love seeing the reactions to like all the wrestlers coming out. But if you're gonna watch it, please just like watch the part where Jack and Michael are doing their match. It is so funny.
Big agree. They're very funny. Alrighty. Okay, so once again, Sean and I put the absolute maximum of preparation into this, about as much as you could physically do, which is the only reason we've been able to go for over 2 hours. And even with a slight break in the middle of it, we've been going a long ass time. So first of all, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to come out here and chat. And then also thank you to all the viewers for throwing questions at us, or as Sean boringly says, typing them in chat. Because that is literally the only way we were able to keep talking for so long.
True.
But
bunch of lovely people.
There is one last thing, and this is the only bit of preparation that we did actually do and think about ahead. Well, I mean, if you proposed the idea to me about an hour before, is that
it was technically ahead of time?
It was before we started. It was before we started.
Before we even started the voice chat. So
it's true. This was in text, so it was written down, which means it was planned. It was also, funnily enough, requested very early in the stream, but I was like, oh, we're already ahead of you. So with all of you being artistes, professional drawers, there's a very funny little drawing game going around by the name of Gartic Phone. And some folks might like to see a little bit of a showdown. Maybe participate in said showdown. So this was Sean's idea, and I don't know how it works, so I'm going to turn over the figuring it out bit to Sean. Sean, tell us what to do.
All right. I'm going to load up the site, and then I'm going to send you guys a link, and then you guys click the link, and then we play a game.
All right.
Nice.
Pretty self-explanatory. Okay.
I will.
All right, where do you want me to put this?
You have to like adjust things.
Yeah,
or you want me to put the link?
Well, okay. Well, so how many? Can you play it with just 3 people? Like, is that going to be too few people to?
The fewest it lets you is 4. It goes up to 30.
Oh.
I wouldn't recommend 30.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here for 5 more hours.
Because I was gonna say I would just step out and just have it be like the screen in the middle here, so you could see all the drawings. But I don't know what. Maybe open up to some folks in chat. We actually, crazily enough, we have over 30 people watching, so we couldn't, even if we wanted to do the insane number, we couldn't get everybody in. But we could maybe cycle some folks through.
All right. So what number players should I click?
Okay. Spam in chat. Are you interested in playing? Show me your interest. Demonstrate to me that you would like to play this drawing game. There we go. Keep it coming, folks. Come on. I mean, is it like if you put a number and then it doesn't fill up, can you just start with the less than number?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, I don't know, 10 or 15?
Yeah.
And then we've got 10 or 15 slots and then they'll fill up.
All right, I'll set it to 14. And where do you want me to put this link?
Well, so let's get all of y'all in first. And then afterwards we can put it in the RTGC Discord. So if you're not already in the Rooster Teeth Discord, first of all, yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But you really should join because we have daily game nights throughout the week. We do a whole variety of stuff. We've got a bunch of really cool supplemental RTX at home content going on, like this very panel. We're doing karaoke tomorrow night, so that will be incredible.
Oh,
and I'm very excited to see how that turns out. But yeah, we do a variety of really fun different game nights and stuff. So you should, and we're branching out, as you can see through karaoke and other stuff, into more other things. So like we did in June, we did an anime night where we did like a little sampler of watching a bunch of different anime shows every Wednesday. So yeah, we're doing a whole variety of stuff. So join the Discord. In there, you'll see an RTX at home category. In that category, there will be a what is the exact name of it? Community panels.
All right.
Click on the community panels, and that's where Sean will do it. So you got to hunt it down a little bit. And by hunted down, I mean,
of you the link.
Yeah, by hunted down, I mean it's right at the very top. So you should be able to find it very easily. Oh God, this means I will have to draw too. Oh no.
You said it's in community panels, right?
Yeah, put it there.
I just put this in the wrong spot.
Or where did you put it?
I haven't dropped it yet. I'm waiting for you to
yeah. In
You're not getting out of it.
Oh no. I thought I could. There we go. Cool. I love it. Cool nickname 117. That's me.
There we go. All right, and 3, 2, 1, kabam.
There we go. So, if you are in here and you'd like to join us, go ahead and go there. For everybody else, I'll stream it right here. Let's see. Or you know what I could do if I did. This whole stream is just me juggling like a bunch of different windows across my multiple monitors.
Right.
Share screen.
Happy to give you another one.
Yeah, exactly.
You can panic more.
Yeah, just a little bit. So I'll do that, and then I'll turn off my own video, and then hide non-video participants, and then boom, like nothing ever happened there.
He's gone.
I'm gone, but the video remains. Oh yeah, Nuclear Goose. I'm drawing with a mouse, so don't even worry about it. Oh, that's so nice. The other thing about this is because I'm no longer on camera, I just got to turn off my bright freaking light. So now I can sit here in the dark like the little gremlin I am. So let me change this to Gartic phone in our category so Twitch doesn't get angry at me. Oh no, Veldo, how do you still see me?
So for those of you that don't know what this game even is, Gartic Phone is basically like Telephone, which is the game where basically one person says something to another person, and then it goes around the room, and then by the end, you see if you were close or not to what it was at the beginning. How this one works, it's basically the drawing version. So I believe it's going to start out, we're all going to choose a prompt, or we're not going to choose a prompt, we're going to type something in. Everybody types a prompt in. Round 2, everybody gets a prompt, you draw it. Round 3, you get a drawing, you have to type a prompt that you think that was, and it goes back and forth a few times until the end, where it's something either close, maybe, but probably very different.
And hopefully very funny.
There's a bunch of different modes. Like there's a mode where each round the timer gets shorter. But
Oh,
in
no.
that one, you're just doing the same drawing over and over again.
Panic mode.
It's very fun. All right, we are up to 10. Give it
Alrighty.
a little bit longer if anybody else wants to join. Otherwise, we can just get started.
Yeah, if you're planning to join but not in yet, and for some reason you can type in chat but not join, let us know in chat. Otherwise, we'll get going in just a moment.
Let's see. Normal.
I will be drawing on the screen that is also filming me. So
Same here. So you get to see my drawing faces. Are
Nice.
not very attractive, but it's okay.
All about the intensity here.
I get very
We're all
intense when I
going
draw. Like I
extreme.
clench my face.
Oh no. Again, okay, I'm gonna say it again. It's a good thing Ashley's not here. Like, we have repeated instances of like, are you okay, Misty? Is everything all right?
I have a very strong jaw, so I just like because I clench my teeth in my sleep, which is a problem.
Oh yeah,
But
it's a problem.
so now, like my body just does that because it became a habit of itself unconsciously. So yeah, I have to like tell myself not to do it. So we'll see. If I look very angry, I'm not actually angry. I just look like that when I draw.
Fair. Also, Sean, you know how I said I went to go get food before we started?
Yeah, did it? Are you?
I got it, but I didn't have time, so it's been just sitting next to me the entire panel. So I'm now going to eat my chicken sandwich while also drawing.
Nice. All right, I'm just gonna get started. If in between rounds other people want to join, we can just get you in the next few rounds. So here we go. Start a story.
Oh, I just realized the stream is on mine, so I have a ton of pressure to be creative here. Uh-oh. So much pressure
There is
from
a
Veldo.
timer. I don't know how much time is left, but there is a timer. All right. Okay.
Oh no.
Work.
Oh no.
Oh Lord. Oh God. I've like never played this game before, so the controls are a little weird with my tablet.
Oh,
What is happening? Oh God.
Is there an undo? There's an undo button. Good.
yeah.
Whoever gave me this prompt is lucky I got it, because there are other people who may not even know what this is.
Resorted to drawing with my mouse. My tablet pen was just not having it. It's gonna look rough. Ugh.
I don't even
I
want
don't
to
know if I'm
hear
gonna
it.
finish on time. Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's why we start with the nice and slow version. When I'm moving my camera as I draw.
Oh god, this is so bad.
Okay, all right. Jeez,
Uh-oh.
calm down.
Shut up, Veldo.
He returns.
Oh my god, what is that? How long has that man been there?
What are you talking about? What man? What do you
Who?
mean?
What?
What's going on? What?
Okay, what do we do now? Oh wait, damn it, I still had time. The alarm went off and I thought I was done. Damn.
Oh, Hammy, how's it going? Everybody, this is Hammy. He's a giant pineapple. He hangs out.
Oh shit.
He was only interested once we started gaming. I see how it is.
That's true. Yeah, he's only here for the game. He did not care at all about the actual conversation.
Does not care. Oh no. Okay, how am I?
Okay.
Oh, too much. Too much again.
Yeah, this
What the
looks
hell?
great. Oh, I drew this so good. Definitely not horrific to look at.
I don't even want to hear it.
I mean, yeah, I guess that works. Thank you, Adobe Creative Cloud, but no, I would not like to update you right now. Thank you.
But are you
Get out of here,
sure?
Adobe. You killed Flash.
Oh, that's right. We can cheat and look at all of Mill's drawings as they happen.
Yeah, you can laugh. I also for a moment I was like, I could add some perspective here. And what am I talking about? Why would I ever?
Follow your bliss. Go with the flow.
True.
Try something new.
That's all I got.
It
It's
won't
also, it doesn't
backfire
help.
at
It
all.
doesn't help with like the mouse makes it so much harder.
So difficult. I don't know why my tablet pen isn't working, but it's like essentially registering it as like a click the whole time. So like it'll click and then it'll like draw something, then I'll click again and it'll erase. So like I can't even
Oh.
use my pen.
Weird.
Oh man.
So it's alright. They had to handicap me.
Pretty good. Yep.
Okay.
Guess I'm gonna get it.
Halfway there, everybody.
Okay.
How am I supposed to do this?
What is this prompt? I love this. intense concentration from all of us.
Requires intense concentration.
No, oh god damn it.
Ooh.
You weren't concentrating.
See,
Yeah, somebody wasn't concentrating.
I was
enough.
concentrating and then I accidentally right clicked and it popped up. It's like, you want to save this image? I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to. But when that dialog box comes up, it's like, oh, well, all of the stuff you were drawing, it's gone. Do it again. And so I learned the classic Photoshop mistake of don't do everything as one line, let go so that you can undo and redo if necessary.
I almost tried to hit the undo button on my.
Oh, I just got this. Oh, I did this wrong. Okay.
God. Well, there's no color. I'm going for a monochrome piece.
Oh, I haven't been.
Many of mine have been.
Color once.
I had one with 2 colors in it, and that was as far as I got. All the others have been black and white.
Save this. How do they? Okay, yeah.
Wait, there's a paint bucket?
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, there's a paint bucket. There's shapes.
I love Craig just posted in the chat saying, I just learned there's a paint bucket. I was like, oh damn it, me too.
Prop. What?
What the heck? Is there like a pointer tool so you can like move the shapes around?
You're funny.
Okay. Chat is just watching me try and make the same shape over and over again, fucking it up, and then hitting undo and trying again.
Yeah, thank God they cannot see my screen because I'd be like, damn, she works as an artist.
Oh wait.
I always go for speed over quality, even if we're not even doing the speed one.
Yeah.
Is this like Pictionary where it's cheating to write words?
Yes.
Cheat away. That's my philosophy.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Okay, we'll go with that.
Added a skosh of color. Okay. What are you?
I went for not a deep cut, but a bit of a cut on one of my answers. And so I find it funny, so I'm just going to rock with it.
What do you mean horse? It's exactly what it is. Like exactly what's there. That's what it is.
No.
I don't know what you could possibly be confused about.
Oh, damn it. One of the prompts I got is making me draw basically something I'd already drawn before, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta do this again.
Nailed it. No problem.
Yep, totally got it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so like this one is going to be one of those ones where it's like, okay, I think I could see where you're going with it, but why?
I purposely did something different for this one because I like being
Oh boy, here we go.
contrary.
All right. Do we want to have the robot voiceover lady say each of the prompts?
Is it funny?
It's a robot lady.
Then yes.
Sure.
Why, yes, I do.
All right. So here we go.
A giant was eating a basketball.
Damn you and your talent.
Solid.
It looks great.
Wimpy eats many basketballs fresh from the stalk.
Like
There's
wimpy
mine.
kid.
Professional art.
Delicious.
Dude eating a flower.
All right. The basketball is officially gone, but eating still stays.
Wow, okay,
Aw.
horse.
Good.
Got color and everything.
Yeah.
Flowers, surprisingly, carry lots of protein.
I get it.
Olives taking
Flower
pictures
bread.
of you.
I was just like sunflowers carrying whey protein.
All right, that was the first one.
Excellent.
Next up, Jamie's prompt.
Animator's cat gets in the way.
Oh, I got that one.
Aw.
So cute.
That's cute.
Drawing of a very realistic
Oh
cat.
God, I'm not.
Oh,
Oh no.
this is too real.
Uh-oh. I mean, it's pretty realistic cat to me.
How'd you put a photo onto the game? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know how you were able to hack into it, Mills.
I'm very
Feed me
talented.
in cat meow jib food PLS meow meow.
Oh, we got text guy all of a sudden.
You guys like switch voices.
Yeah, they went back and forth. The last one I noticed.
This is very similar to the olive one. I like it.
That's true.
A cat crying into its food bowl.
I love the cat.
Oh, all right, I know what I got now.
The cat is kind of changed into the rat from your like Jimmy the Rat thing, Sean.
Well, you say that.
Oh no!
My turn.
A mouse fills a bowl of its tears.
I'm Jimmy the Rat, and I'm running for government.
Hi. I'm sad.
I want you to know, Sean.
So, you know.
I've shown several of those videos to friends at very late periods of time in the night, and it's just been confusion, and it makes me happy every time.
I mean, I don't really know if there's a time where you can show that video where it doesn't cause confusion. All right, next up, Misty.
Michael buying McNuggets at midnight.
Went for a Rooster Teeth theme.
Yep. I tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
Oh, wow, did I? Oh my gosh, I think I somehow might have brought this back in a little bit of a way.
Interesting.
We got the M.
You got the man bun in there, yeah. And the
Yeah.
holes and arches, it's perfect.
The man bun was a very last minute addition. I'm like, I need to make this be Michael.
I gave you all the clues.
Right.
It's all there. It's all there. The numbers, Mason. The
Ordering from
numbers.
McDonald's.
Right. Well, I retained the McDonald's, and then it was very quickly lost.
No, it's okay.
Are you bringing it back?
Ordering a burger at
Nice.
Mickey D's.
There we go.
All I said Mickey D's because of the red uniform.
Not Wendy's, not anything else, just McDonald's.
Yeah, just McDonald's.
That's good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not
Point.
too far off.
Look at that pointing.
I think McDonald's might make it.
Ordering at McDonald's counter.
Oh boy, do we.
Oh, we might lose McDonald's here.
I accidentally insulted Michael.
Rude customer wants 1 liter of Coke. D.
We were so close.
We were almost there. We almost had McDonald's all the way.
Because I realized what I was writing at first.
Hey, what are you trying to say? I'm a very polite customer. Thank you very much. I do not confront.
I'm about to say being a rude customer would require Sean to want to go out and see people and be outside in the danger lands.
Sure. Also, I wouldn't want to be mean. I'm not mean to servers.
Yeah,
they got enough. They got to get through.
Yeah, I get.
All right, Mills.
I get physical pain when my dad is like rude to a server or something because like food is late. I'm like, just let him do it. It's fine. It's coming. Just
even when, for me, even if something's like just like wrong with my meal,
yeah, just like
part of me like doesn't even want to care.
Exactly. It's like it's fine. I will deal with this.
I don't have food allergies, so
yeah, I'm like
it's completely wrong.
I will deal with this. They will continue about their day because they're trying.
All right, Mills, what did you have for us?
There once was an old lady who lived in a shoe.
Classic.
Yeah. Let's start a story.
Looks like an old lady living in a shoe to me.
Yeah, it's like pretty accurate.
Goose, what did you think?
Granny's shoe roller coaster.
I see what I got now.
Immediately right off the rails, or on the rails, I suppose, would be more accurate.
Yes.
I love how it doesn't just show the picture, it shows you the process by which it was made, so it just comes to life in front of you.
As it was drawn,
really
yeah.
I tried really hard to find a
Roller
pun for this.
coaster.
Oh, roller toaster. That's pretty good.
That's a great pun.
Yeah,
It's a pretty good fun.
Very punny.
Very easy to misinterpret, but No, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I feel like
see
it
how
might
I got
happen
to my
now.
position.
I see what happened here. I see what Awesome was doing. I get it.
Yeah, it's good.
The toe is the person riding the roller coaster.
Riding on a roller coaster.
All right, we have officially lost all of the original.
But hey, fun drawing.
Aw.
Yeah.
Riding a roller coaster in a blue void.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Otherwise known as the sky. You're-
That's so
Hey,
cute.
that's really bad.
That's adorable.
Oh, that person is being attacked. You also got.
I don't
Oscar?
hate the word sky. I just thought it was funnier to say blue void.
Blue
Fair.
Void, yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, it's way better.
I interpreted it as the void in The Good Place,
Oh yeah.
No,
where they go out of time. That's why there's all the tentacles.
The time tentacle.
All right, Craig.
What do we got?
Craig's
A
prompt.
game show host accidentally falls on his face.
This is very
I think
specific.
of what I drew. Hey, you know what? We got fallen on the face.
Yep.
That's the important part.
Play
Dick
in
Van
2
Dyke's
acts.
existence.
Oh boy.
Well, not wrong. Very
Not wrong.
accurate. Sort of.
I'm very curious because the person who got this was Horse, who's like 12.
Do you know who Dick Van Dyke? Oh, I know what I drew now.
Ah, okay.
That okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I would have. Oh.
I love Dick Van Dyke's existence. Mary Poppins. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, but
I saw the umbrella and the dress and the red hat, and I was like, it's gotta be Mary,
Mary
Poppins.
Poppins flies away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was the vibe.
I love the little mustache on the guy.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be an open mouth, but I didn't have enough room for his little tongue line, and I didn't feel like going back to fix it.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Oh, I'm about to be so excited. Yes.
All right, Mills, did you carry over Mary Poppins?
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Hey!
I wrote Mary instead of Mary, but
I
you know,
like-
whatever.
I like Mary, yeah.
I had to change it up a bit.
You know.
Yeah. This is the funny thing. I got the reference, but I still went a different direction that turned out to be correct.
Bringing it back round, sort of.
Yeah.
It was like a combo of both of them.
That was great.
Wouldn't you want your dad to be Mary Poppins?
Oh, Mary Poppins. Yeah. I love like in this game you just get to the point of being like, yeah, I see what
Right.
happened here. I
you
now know
eventually
what.
figure out
Yeah.
where in the process you got your idea.
Yeah.
That's how
A
archaeology
bunny
works.
starts a revolution.
Okay, I think I'm pretty early in this one.
Oh, I was very early in this one. Okay. I'm right. I'm next.
Bunny waves the flag of revolution.
So far, we're doing good. Still got the bunny. We got a flag.
A patriotic bunny from Carrot Land.
Revolution over. They won.
Yeah. Their new state. They've established a state. They have a flag. Do you have a flag? No flag, no country. Wow, I loved how it went from America to carrot.
Great.
Right, oh no.
Bugs love South America.
Also, it's not really. It looks very like South African. It's like a South African like rugby
Yeah.
top or something.
Yeah, Carrot Land.
Just gonna watch some football.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
That's
get
where
it.
it came from.
I get
Okay. Okay.
The funny thing is, South America looks like a carrot there. Maybe there's still hope.
I guess if Awesome had said Bugs loves South America, that might have changed it. But he forgot a very important, very important S was
critical.
missing. So now it's just bugs love South America.
Chilies,
They both are
ladybugs,
probably
and
true.
ants have a mutual bond for each other.
Okay, chili is close to carrot, so
True.
in shape.
I was curious about where the chili came from. I was like, two of these
Oh,
things
boy.
are similar.
Aw.
I almost wish that went another round so someone could have guessed if that was a strawberry or a chili.
I tried to make it long.
Yeah.
I almost thought about drawing like a Chili's, like the building,
No.
but that would have been too much.
All right, horse starting us off
Raisin
with
bran.
simple enough. I'm down for some raisin bran.
I feel like this won't change much. Oh no, I was pretty early in this.
Okay.
A classic Shanningham callback.
Ooh, it's gonna be gone now.
Oh. Oh.
I stand corrected. Goose came in with the double callback of the Munch Stew and the Raisin Bran Sun. All right, Craig.
Plants vs. Zombies.
There
Oh.
it is.
Backwards.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now I know what happened.
I lost. I forgot it.
There was the turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sunflower sucker punches a zombie.
I'm glad you could tell it was a zombie at least.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is Plants vs. Zombies.
Okay. Okay.
All right, awesome. Very nice.
Kinda looks like the
Plants
bunch.
vs. Zombies 42. Revenge of the Sunflowers.
All right, Mills. Here we go.
This is the second time I'd made sunflowers.
That's true. Hey, good job, everybody.
That would
That's a
have
good
like
one.
shotgun.
It's,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, one's
Yes.
got a knife, one's got a gun.
It's a gun. Well, because I tried to draw a gun for the one on the left, but I was like, I put them too close to the edge of the frame, so I don't really have enough room for the gun. So here's a sword knife thingy.
All right, so
Machete.
we lost Raisin Bran, but we did keep the word sun, which, I mean, you know, I think
Yeah.
that's close enough.
Yeah.
Although sun wasn't in the first word.
There's a shush.
Well, you know.
There's a through line here. There's a through line.
I already hit the next one. We can't scroll up anymore. Who knows what the first one?
Ordering food on Uber Eats.
Oh no, I already know what I want.
Oh, I know what I got.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
The app changed over the course of this prompt.
Ordering takeout on your phone.
More than just
Yeah,
the more than
I
just the
didn't
app
specify.
changed. More than just the app changed.
Yep, here is, I believe here would be where it takes a turn.
Here comes the turn.
Cooking fried chicken on your
Oh,
phone.
no, not yet.
Oh yeah.
Here's where it here's where it
My bad,
changes.
TikTok of how to flip chicken like a pancake.
So funnily enough, we actually went away from an app and then we ended up back in an app.
No.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Oh, for sure. That's very.
Even like the little like
Logo and
the
everything.
TikTok logo in the corner.
I had to look it up because I didn't know
You
what it
had
looked
time
like.
to look it up, which is just frustrating.
Flipping a whole turkey in a pan.
Turkey's famously flippable.
Nice. That's very good.
That's a good flip. They must have watched a TikTok about it.
Yeah, they probably learned from TikTok.
That's the only way to learn these
It's a-
days
Apparently, it's a big trend right now
Yeah.
on TikTok.
on TikTok. I'd have to ask my dad. He's big into TikTok.
Are you the boomer in the family?
Yeah, my dad loves TikTok. Like that's not even a joke.
Really?
Yeah. He'll constantly like over dinner be like, "Oh, I got the TikTok to show you."
Yeah. I did not like it, and then the pepperoni happened, and it just wore me down. So now, like many others, I am addicted.
I'm just excited when there's a new one. There's a guy. He's got an Elmo puppet. He talks like Elmo, and he just swears all the time.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh every time, and that's all I watch.
It's very, very funny.
Secret
Okay, so
tunnel.
there might have been a bit of an issue here.
We may have
A
lost
little
the
bit.
tunnel.
I might have tried to erase my
Secret
answer
roadside.
and was going to write
Secret
roadside tunnel because I originally wrote failed Wile E. Coyote attempt, and then I was like, no, just focus. There's the shush mark over the tunnel. I picked up on that, so I was going to write secret roadside tunnel, and then I ran out of time.
I just have to commit.
Yeah.
So I just had secret road Sid.
Yeah, I see.
A road
what
with
happened
no
now.
destination.
Ooh.
Okay,
Sure.
now I understand what I got.
Yeah.
Ignoring street signs and dying.
So is this around the time that I asked you if it was okay to write words?
You don't own me. I'll do what I want.
Fuck you, I'll
Never
die.
times.
That's a possible response to that.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh. On to the final one.
Last one. Awesome's
Hammy the
prompt.
pineapple knows your secret.
Yeah, that was the first one I got, and I was like, it's a good thing I got it, because there might be a couple people in here who have no idea who this is.
At least they put the pineapple for context.
Yeah.
That is really
Hammy,
impressive
you're
that
on
it,
TV.
that is really impressive that it, out of everyone it just happened to be you to get it first.
It knew.
Yeah.
It knew.
I knew who needed
The
it.
nosy pineapple takes observations from afar.
I'm really
It was
interested.
Hammy all along.
I really want to see how this twist happened because I know where it ends up when I get it.
Oh,
And I'm like, how did it get to there? There was the twist. That was it.
My God. That's why this half of, or this part of him is hidden. The knife is actually right here.
It's always
He's
right there.
ready.
Just ready to go.
Knife wielding Hammy.
Okay, that's what I got.
Okay. He's jagged.
But only on one side. He's just
his
really.
whole arm. His whole arm is behind this chair.
He's fucking yoked, but only on the right side of his body.
Hammy's got a knife.
Aw.
I love how there's like one boot. It's like, no, fuck that boot. That's too good.
Yay! Hammy made it all the way. I
Oh.
do like how there was one time Craig who had the nosy pineapple. No mention of Hammy, but then everybody else knew Hammy.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Pretty good. All right, that was that round. Do we want to go again?
We have been
Up to you
going
guys.
for
It's
3
like
hours.
3 hours
so
now,
we
so
can.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah. How about we have
Yeah,
a
so,
little?
I mean-
How about we have a little peek around on Twitch and see who's live right now, and we can go raid and attack somebody because that's always fun to do.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
This is a good place to stop. That was a lot.
Matt streaming right now. We could go attack Matt.
Yeah.
Matt.
Thank you for all the meticulous organizing you two.
Oh yeah, well you know.
I know, it was great.
It was great to talk with you
You
guys.
know-
Nothing went wrong.
Lots of time,
Everything
about an
was as
hour of,
planned.
or I mean a year, not an hour, a year of prep.
Yeah. So Sean, I'll meet you tomorrow for the planning meeting for next year.
Yeah, we'll start next year exactly.
God, okay. So okay, here's we're gonna if there's gonna be like an actual, fingers crossed, in person RTX next year. What am I oh shit. Where am I? What am I doing? I'm like just
Yeah, what are
putting
you
this in
doing,
there. I don't know. I what did I do?
This is all also planned.
Oh
Don't
no.
worry, guys.
This is all
This
going
is
so
actually still part of the stream.
this has all
Yeah.
gone so terribly wrong. You get to see
This
my
was,
cool.
this was actually in the notes.
Oh yeah,
was
this
at
this,
the end.
scripted,
Just
this is
so
our
you know.
funny little
Yeah.
ending bit.
Just
There we
like
go.
all of
Haha.
Achievement Hunter.
Haha.
at the end, just go nuts.
At the end, just go nuts. All right, let me find. Where did I hide? There we go. Okay, there's the raid button. Okay, it's all
Let's
right.
come back. Let's see your face.
No, I suppose I'll have to Let me turn my light back on.
We gotta,
Actually,
we
here,
gotta
I'm gonna-
close out the panel.
Yeah, that's true. I
This
suppose.
year's unofficially official Achievement Hunter animated panel 3 back with vengeance.
There we go. And now you see why I have to turn the light on. Hello. The light of God.
So bright.
Yeah, it has a night mode that I just activated. I'm telling you, $50. It's very worth it. So yeah, okay, yeah, what I was getting at. So we need to actually get together next time at RTX, and everybody needs to show up, and we need to somehow kidnap Jamie and bring him over the ocean. And get everyone all there together, and then I can.
You know what I did? You know what I did for the first one, right?
Yeah,
For the first
I'll do
panel.
the double, it's fine. A body double.
For the first one that was in person, I printed out. I said, "Jamie, send me a really nice headshot." I printed it out and set it on the table. And I was like, "He's not dead. He's just in Australia."
Oh, that's
You just gotta get
amazing.
cardboard cutout next time.
Oh, that's even better. That's a good point.
I love my best friend who just doesn't watch like anything RT, just showed up just to spam my cat emote twice in chat. I love that.
It's a good cat emote.
Oh yeah, it's just, it was a picture of my cat Arthur sitting on a couch, and he looked like he's a business. He looks like a businessman going like that,
Like a business cat.
like a business cat. Yeah. So of course I had to poorly Photoshop and cut it out of the picture and turn it into a bad emote. So yeah, okay, let's go raid Axomat. He's playing Metopia. So let's go
Ooh.
say hi over there as soon as it will tell me
Thank
that we
you.
can go.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thanks
for
everybody.
joining. Mills, thank you for
Bye.
hosting.
Yeah.
Chat, thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time. We'll see you next year. Keep watching our videos so we can stay employed. Thank you.
Bye everybody.
Bye.